Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are my favorite players doing today?
I mean,
Great.
you're good again. Thanks, Neal.
Yeah, we're doing good. Not sure
Great.
about these other three.
Sure about these losers.
These two are great. How could you not love these people? What is wrong with you?
No, they are good.
I'm doing good.
They're all right. Okay. Yeah.
My God, how Anglo-centric can you be?
True.
We can be a lot
Sorry,
worse than this.
I know you
We can be a lot worse than this,
Don't let me tempt you. It's fine. Everything's great. We're
raise the
last.
flags.
Where last we left the party, they were on Flotsam Island. And where on Flotsam Island were we?
All around, we were split the party.
Well, we split up
Yes, but it's
There
safe
was
to split
a-
the party here.
It is
Mr.
fair,
Chroma's house.
Mm-hmm.
Nick was going to the blacksmith.
That's right.
Mhm.
Going to the blacksmith. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So why don't we start off with Nick and the blacksmith, Captain John. Last few times you've come through here, you've been disguised, trying to sneak through the city streets and, get here without anyone else seeing what's going down. Is that how you do it this
Yeah.
time?
No, I don't think so. Because we weren't disguised, right? We walked straight on.
Right,
Onto the
but
island, yeah.
I'm saying that you're visiting the blacksmith now in a way that you
No.
haven't before, right?
I don't even really. I'm just checking in with the blacksmith. I actually wanted to go and do something else after this, but I'm just going to check in with him. So I'm not disguised. I'm going as myself.
Excellent.
I will. If it's during the day, I'll go to his shop, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll roll up down that familiar street, and probably hear the hammering of anvils,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I'll pop my head around into his shop. Remind me the guy's name, Neal. Do I know his name? I must know his name. He can't just be called Blacksmith.
His name in the notes.
I don't think we ever learned this guy's name. I think you've just been showing up and hanging out with him and having conversations, and that was that. Right?
Okay, so I pop my head around the corner then, and I'll say, "Well, it's nice to be meeting under less strange circumstances."
Yeah, and he looks at you for a moment, and then, without the darkness and without the hoods and the disguises, it slowly dawns upon him who you are, who's arriving. And he falters a moment and goes, hello there.
My friend, I'll go to shake his hand.
He reaches out a hand and looks nervously up and down the streets.
No need to be worried. I think the White Prince has left this island, has he not?
You tell me, sir.
Roma pays taxes to us now, and your loyalty won't be forgotten.
Thank you. Thank you.
How's things for you since we dealt with that problem with? Well, you remember.
Things are well. Things are very well. The furniture in the house is going well. He seems a little uncomfortable with the broad daylight meeting with this pirate.
What's wrong? I can't put an arm around him. You seem nervous. Nothing to be nervous about. Where are the guards?
That one is no longer a problem, and the others are, I'm assuming, off to do their... Is there something I can help you with, sir? Good sir. Fine customer, sir.
I look around the shop. The other blacksmith, his apprentice and that, they're watching.
His kid's over there, plunging some nails into some water and then popping them out and grabbing the other nails and quenching them and then, placing them on something to reheat them. Just doing some, early stuff.
Yeah, okay. So I start to walk around. I pick up a sword and look at it and put it back down. I'll look at his hammer or whatever. Sort of do a little lap around the workshop, give a wink to the kid. And I'll say, nothing really in particular I need. I was more wondering if there's anything you needed.
No. Everything is fine here. Business is okay. Ever since Lady Nightingale left, things have been a little economically depressed, but I'm sure they'll pick up.
I'm sure they will. Talking about that, I've come to give you the second payment I owe you. I'm going to drop this guy as I go to leave. Bargain for gold. Let me see how much the party
50
can spare
gold
to pay
coins,
him.
then.
No, it's maybe a bit more than that. I think I'm gonna give him like 200 gold.
You're
Oh.
dropping him 4 bags, Nick.
4 bags of gold.
Sure. You know.
They clatter on his table loudly. His son looks up at the sound of coins dropping. He sees 4 bags, probably thinking they're silver, maybe copper. 4 bags is probably copper. He goes back to his work very quickly. The blacksmith, opens them, and his eyes go wide as the gold glitters in his face.
I tap him, like reach out, like pat him on the shoulder and say, keep up the good work. And
Yes,
I'll
sir.
walk
Do
out.
you need any more copper wire?
Not right now. Thanks.
All right. And you
I'll
can
walk out.
disappear.
Yeah, after this, we can put someone else. There was 2 ships that were in the 2 decent-looking ships in the harbor that had been like stranded there, and they can't use them because of the dragon.
Yes.
The harbor master told me that where the woman that owned them were, so I want to go and speak to her.
All right. And while we're doing this, we're going to flip over to Archie real quick. What are you doing while everyone's going around town with their own little mini missions in mind and interrogating
He was with
nobles? Oh, that's right. You were hanging out with Nilrum.
Yeah. I think I'm just hanging out with Neal at this point. Just, making sure everything's good, making sure I'm looking around, nothing fishy going on. Not that I would notice, but...
That's true. Okay. No plans, no desires of your own?
I think so. The biggest desire that Archie has right now is to find out what eating that piece of a dragon did to him.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's not really going to happen until he gets into a serious altercation.
You think it's definitely combat related, though?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
That seems to be. I mean, like that's what he wished for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that was the intent of his desire. So let's do Nilrum, who's right with you. Nilrum, you have left Lord Chroma's estate, and you're walking back through Port Ferris. You've successfully intimidated the boy. His guards all sort of backed off, except for that one who seems like she knows what she's doing. And the town's sort of yours, right? Didn't you just bully yourself into being king?
Yeah, how much gold did we get?
It was just an agreement to give you half
they're
of
gonna
all the
send
taxes, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I usually collect it. We collected it immediately last time, so I think I was going to collect it immediately. Because this will just depend on where we go. Archie, I'm assuming, is carrying the gold.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you ended up pulling out. I want to say it's like 1,000 gold. Ballpark. It's a big old.
Is that good enough as gospel to add it to the character sheet?
Yeah.
Or to like the okay.
Yeah, you can just haul it back to your character sheet and just add 1,000 gold.
Nick added to the party sheet minus 200 gold.
Thanks for being honest. So what, 800, yeah?
Yeah, you had 800. I'm adding. I give Archie 100. Does he want it?
Sure. 100 gold.
Cool.
Do I need to
100
take
of
another
mine.
100, or do you just give?
No,
100
I just gave
each?
him 100 of mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything I needed to do here. Oh. I want to visit the local orphanage real quick.
Ah, yes, the local
you do.
orphanage. You can arrive. You did insist that Lord Chroma pay for the orphanage, or donate extra money to it, but that was just a few minutes ago, so that money hasn't
Minutes
arrived
ago,
yet.
yep.
You can walk on by, and there's a couple of kids playing outside in the small little jungle gym that's been made for them. There's
How's the building look?
It's a hot tropical climate near the ocean. Everything's always in a state of decay. The thatch is sort of old. It's got that like old barn wood, and it kind of like looks pretty, but you just know it's sort of rotting and falling apart. The sidewalk out front is mostly clean, but little weeds are growing up between the paving stones in the middle of the road. The jungle gym that the kids are playing on is filled with splinters, and it doesn't have that nice soft ground that parents would prefer children play on. But then again, they don't have parents, so who cares? It could be better, but it's functional.
Nilrum's whole goal with all the orphanage stuff now is to still find apprentices. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to give Sylvie a love potion in order for her to be 100% devoted, but he also wants his apprentices to like war for his attention and his teachings. So he's going to keep the orphanages around not only to fill the coffers of our like bring in people to work for pirates, but also to find like the one like new apprentice.
Right.
So Nilrum 18 he's going to go to like a woodworker, a carpenter. He's gonna go to a carpenter. How much gold do they want to go and fix up the entire orphanage, like make it new?
I mean, make it brand new. It's probably about 1,000 gold worth of labor to be done there. You need wood. You're gonna need stone for the foundation. It'll probably take 30 hands, a couple of months to put that whole thing back together. Gotta fell some trees, haul them in. You'll need new chains and ropes.
Like $100,000, right?
Yeah, to rebuild a house, like a multi-story building. Yeah.
Norman will pull out 200 gold. He'll place it on the table. Just fix up the place, make it look nice. This should cover it, I think. He'll kick the bag open.
And he, guy looks to the gold and goes, "Oh, that's great. Did the priestess over there give you the go-ahead? I can't really go just building people's houses without their permission,
Let's go over there and say it was an anonymous donation, and should work. Yeah.
Yes, sir. He says.
Okay.
And that's that.
He'll go to like a local, I don't know, who mows the lawns, etc., like a gardener. Or
yeah, gardener.
He'll go hire them to fix up the grounds and whatnot.
Yeah, you get
50 gold.
50 gold for the gardener. They'll fix the grounds for a year on that amount of money. Yeah, that's nice. Norm's got a soft side.
That's what Norm did.
It's definitely kindness and not personal gain that is going into this project. Just sweet, kind Nilrum.
He thinks about saying it was anonymous, and he changes his mind.
Ooh.
Let him know Lord Nilrum did this.
Lord Nilrum. Excellent. I'm sure that'll go over well.
Lord Nilrum the Maleficent, and he'll write it for the guy to give him like a card,
Right.
That's good.
Excellent. Now we go to Sail. Where last we left you, Sail, you had a plan. You were going to get the local police, the constables, the sheriffs, the guards to enforce your will and to round up those of the faith of Astaire, right?
Well, I've had a little bit of a think about this. So that is mostly true. The plan is to talk to the local guards about who the new power in town is. Who really is pulling the strings, who's paying your wages, etc., who's protecting the island. However, I don't think it's feasible to just straight up kill every single follower of Astaire or blind them or whatever. I think specifically what we want to look for are White Prince loyalists. It's people who are faithful to Astaire and loyalists to the White Prince, defiantly so. So I don't mind if you have a little creeping, I kind of liked it when the White Prince was in charge. It's if I'm walking around town and you're down with the pirates, ooh, you're getting hung in the town square.
The troublemakers.
That's exactly it. And I would also like to, since we are criminals, this would be something I would like to talk to the party about at some point, is maybe we should start bringing the criminal elements in these towns into an official capacity, because that seems like it would fit really nice into the thing, like a thieves guild or a pirates guild. It's oh yeah, you guys are the sanctioned muscle, you get to extract protection money from the local shops and stuff like that, and we get a small cut of that. We could do something fun like that and have that be like we have the traditional local guard force, and then we co-opt the local criminal organizations as our sort of muscle.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I love it. So what are you going to start with? Are you going to start with letting the prisoners out of jail, or are you going to start with a little bit of mayhem? How do you begin your plan?
It's hard to say, because I would really ideally like to do this, well, with the whole party, because they're all going to have inputs on different parts of it, like specifically different bits. But I suppose what I would do on my own is I would spend my time finding like the local guards and having maybe a chat with a couple of them, like, you know, yada yada. Who do you know who's loyal to the White Prince? You know, we kind of like, you know, we're the new power in town, and you know that's not cool anymore. We need to find those people. And then I would also do a little bit of scouting, find out how many clerics are on the island, which gods they're devoted to. Would mostly be information gathering, and then I could bring that to the party and see exactly what we would want to do about it.
Excellent. Okay. So which of those would you like to start with specifically? Like where do you go immediately?
I suppose my immediate priority would be to identify how many clerics are on the island and which deities they follow.
Great. That's a pretty easy thing to do. You can just sort of ask random locals, because clerics don't hide their clericalness. In fact, they espouse it. And so the number of clerics on any given island should be relatively easy to learn. You ask 10 people, figure out what the average answer is. Boom, there you go. Or, you know, you get individual names of clerics and see if anyone's missing from anyone's list. And you will find here in Flotsam Island, there are 3 clerics. 2 are of Astaire, and 1 of Nerul.
Astaire and Nerul. Okay.
Astaire is a god of, you know, law, order, blah, blah, blah. Nerul is sort of family, home, hearth, society, like people coming together. Well, there's a little overlap with Astaire there, but more of like the personal house god, the god that will keep the fires burning and keep your family protected and safe. Notably also the deity that blesses homes to ward out evil spirits. Vampires can't enter your house unless invited because of a charm of Nerul's that she places on all homes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, like, Astaire is like order, and Nerul is like home and family.
Home and family, hearth, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So I have a good count of the amount of clerics on the island. I guess I would like to have a chat with whichever of the clerics I could find. Like if I can find the cleric of Nerul or one of the clerics of Astaire, I'll just have a conversation with them. Tell them what's going to be happening on the island going forward. Tell them what I've done on other islands so that they know I'm serious.
Yeah. Well, the cleric, one cleric of Astaire is here in Port Ferris. The cleric of Nerul is here in Port Ferris. And then the other cleric of Astaire is in that village to the far north. You were there a long time ago when we first started our campaign. You sort of like came through this know-nothing village over by this tall rock where you got the chest that had a book in it and some other stuff. You barely walked through the village. No, that was... Well, I think you threw multiple chests down a hill, so maybe, yes.
I think nearly every chest you've obtained has gone down a hill.
Yeah. So this village up here is where the second cleric of Astaire is.
It was like the nice old lady, that village, remember? And we sort of kidnapped our son for times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. Those were the good old days. Yeah, I will go and have a chat with the cleric of Astaire in this town.
Excellent. You find them in their temple. Not in the main port area, but just off of the main port area. And there are two, I don't know what you'd call them, two faithful clergy members with them who have like spiked chair legs. It looks like someone's like ripped a leg off of a chair and just put a couple of nails through it. And they're holding these at the bay at hand, while the cleric is at the altar with a big leather sack, stuffing things into the leather sack. As you like walk up towards the door, and one of the people with the spiked clubs is like, "Sorry, the temple's closed today."
I'll kind of regard him with disdain and say, "No door is closed to me," and I'll continue walking.
He tries to, come down the path in between the pews to block your approach, holding the club, not like up in front of him, like he's going to fuck you up, but down at his leg, in a way that is showing it off, but not directly threatening. He says, excuse me, I'm sorry. Today's a special day. The church is closed. Blocks your path.
Is the ground underneath him stone?
Yes.
How long does the stone shape cast? I'm going to walk up to him and cast it so he falls down a hole.
Stone shape?
Is it like a full round of casting?
It is a full 1 minute of casting.
Stone shape where you have to have the thing made.
You got a little bit of clay
also?
that you shape it into the thing that you want. Yeah.
Oh yeah, basically just going to take a piece of clay and then like stick my finger down into it,
Down
and
into
just
it,
make a hole that he falls into.
Right,
And then
so you-
walk past him after I do that.
Pull out this clay, you model it as you want, and it'll take a full round to cast, a full minute. So you start like intoning
Chanting.
these words and going through these motions, and immediately the guy gets wary and he stops. Right, like he was blocking your path, and now he takes like a couple steps back and he looks over his shoulder and he calls out, "Duster, Duster!" And the other Clei, who's hanging out with the cleric by the altar, looks over and seems a little bit worried. And you can still see this as you're casting the spell. And he nudges the cleric, who looks up from the packing of the bag over towards you. The cleric also casts spells, and he's pretty aware of what's happening. His eyes go wide with fright. And this is about the time that your spell is finishing up here, as the ground opens beneath this first minion's feet. There is no saving throw for this guy, and the pit just and he falls.
I'm not trying to kill him. I'm just trying to like take him, put him somewhere.
Sure,
else.
yeah, it'd have to be a 10-foot pit to do d6 damage. So if it's a 6-foot pit, that's just a nice deep hole.
It's like a show of power rather than a fight.
What level are you?
I am level 7. Yeah, 7. So
Perfect. You can do 1 cubic foot per level, so you can do like a, 1.5 by 1.5 by 5-foot pit. It won't kill him. He might sprain his ankle or something. And he'll reach out his arms to the side and catch himself as he's like falling down. And you can easily walk around him. The man named Duster, who has got the spiked club in hand, puts himself between you and the cleric, who stops packing up the altar, tosses the bag over his shoulder, and we should roll for initiative because he's making it for the door, while
Is the cleric of who? Nerul or
Stare.
Stare?
Yeah.
I'll call out and I'll say, well, I'll roll initiative, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk, so I don't know what initiative you want there.
You can just talk if you want to talk. If you're not going to cast a spell or do something, you can just chatter.
I'll say, if I came here in violence, yous would already be dead, including your friend. And I'll like thumb over my shoulder as he's like struggling to get out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to have a conversation. But if you leave this temple without my permission, I will have everyone I know hunt you.
That will induce a pause as he gets to the side door that probably leads into some other room within the temple or something, not like the actual exit door, which is behind you. He'll pause, hand on the door. Sorry, yeah, he'll pause, hand on the door, look at you. Duster stands in between the two of you, a little bit spooked, and the cleric, with the haltering voice, says, You're the dark heretic. What do you want?
Just here to have a conversation, a little chin wag, if you will.
Listening?
It's very hard to have a private conversation when you have two goons here.
He looks to the goons. swallows hard, hands the one next to him the heavy bag, whispers something at him, and then looks to you and says, "Why don't you come into my offices then, and we'll speak in private?" And opens the door and walks on through, leaving it open behind him. Well, the one with the bag gets out of your way. The one that's in the pit has crawled out now, but is already halfway out the back door, or the front door.
Sure, I follow him into his office.
Okay. It's just a straight turn down a very short hallway into what appears to be an office with a little bed on the side, and there's this like large mace sitting on the table, and the cleric is in front of the table with his hands sort of behind him on the mace, kind of almost sitting on the edge of the table, but not quite. Sort of like resting his butt there.
You in a hurry to leave? What's the problem?
Rumor has it you're here to kill me.
I was, initially. I've had a change of heart, and it's based on one condition. How do you feel about the White Prince?
The White Prince is our Lord and Savior. He has brought order to a chaotic land. He has tamed the seas. He has given us meaning, purpose, security.
See, that's going to be a problem for me, because as far as I'm concerned, he's brought nothing but violence to everyone I've known. But if you're willing to keep that belief to yourself and not preach against me and my people, you'll be safe here and you can continue to tend your congregation.
You're asking me to abandon my faith in exchange for my life?
No, you can follow us there. You just have to not follow the White Prince anymore. Look, maybe he quashes this rebellion, he retakes the island. You just can't sing the praise of the White Prince. Worship us there all you want.
Hey. How long do I have to make up my mind?
How long do you need? A day?
A day.
All right. A day is good enough. The second condition is I'll have you watched. There'll be a couple of men assigned to you forever while we're in power of this island. But they both function as bodyguards and as watchers to make sure you don't start, spreading rebellion.
I see.
Those are the conditions.
You are more gentle than rumors have led me to believe. Is it true that you sweep men into the sea to drown?
I have done that a lot. But recently I've been thinking, why fight when you can negotiate?
Is it true that you collect the heads of your victims and decorate your bedroom with them?
Oh yeah, I decorate my whole fortress with them. Now, to be fair, I only collect the heads of the most devout White Prince followers, the real Inquisitors, the strong clerics.
Is it true you killed your own brother?
He wouldn't renounce the White Prince.
He nods in understanding. Lets go of the mace. places his hands on his thighs.
I'll hold out my hand. Offer him a handshake.
He'll take it, keeping eye contact and giving you a, once or twice up and down shake of affirmation of understanding what's at play here.
Yep. And keep the people of this island safe. That's your main job from me. And then I'll leave.
And you go. Okay.
I would like to say I got a Jack Sparrow quote in that conversation.
What was it?
Why fight when you can negotiate?
Well, take your 100 experience. We should probably announce this new experience.
Oh, I thought we
delivery
did.
method. I think we did it before the stream started, right?
Oh, I thought we did it during it. I'll take that 100 XP. Though.
Take that 100
It wasn't
XP.
live. Yeah.
Tell us the new mini game, Nick.
The new minigame is trying to sneak in Captain Jack Sparrow quotes without it being forced, and Neal is the arbiter of whether it counts or not.
Mm-hmm. And it's worth 100 experience if you can do it right.
Yeah.
And you'll have to tell me because I might not pick up on them. But that was well
I feel
done.
like, that one was okay because that is a famous one. But, you can't just be quoting anything that Jack Sparrow says. He says a lot of stuff in the movies. Has to be recognizable at least.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, there's only like maybe 20, 25 really recognizable quotes. So there's only about 2,000 experience up for grabs here.
Yeah.
Well, the party will reconvene at some point that probably evening.
Wait, I'd like to go and buy these ships off this one.
Oh yes.
That can be in the tavern though, so the rest of the party can be there when that happens.
Sure.
I don't know where she is. Right, we came in, we spoke to the harbor master, and he was like, "These two ships, who do they belong to?" And he was like, "Some woman, I think."
Some woman. Always the start
chick.
of some trouble over here. Okay. Ships.
Wasn't it like the honeydews or some shit?
The honeydew?
I thought it was like the noble name of the family. It was like honey something, I thought.
Don't recall that, but essentially. Happened
Okay.
at 1 a.m. I'm not making this up, am I?
Probably
This did
not.
happen.
No. Yeah. It's been a long week. Captain asks about the owners of the nice ships on the dock. They're the two ladies Butterworth. That's what it was. Right. Yes. The ladies Butterworth will arrive at the inn after you've negotiated. You've told them that you would like to meet them. The party can be here with you. Everyone's gathered round some table as the ladies Butterworth come on in with a small retinue. One proper knight with them, bodyguard.
Nice.
A couple of, lackeys, a scribe, some servants to fetch them drinks and whatnot. These ladies are, in their 50s, maybe their 60s. They're a little bit older, but their faces like covered in like brightly colored makeup with, very pale base. So that's the fashion of the style. They've got like feathers and overdone hair that just billows up all over the place. Their dresses have these like big hoops underneath that almost make it difficult. Well, that do make it difficult to get through the front door, and they kind of have to be like squeezed in. And as they walk through and come towards you, you can like smell the perfume rolling off them. They're like the epitome of overdone decadence of, the upper middle-aged nobility. And they come on into the inn, are quickly pointed in your direction, and walk over towards you.
I think we're all a bit taken aback by the scene as these two women walk in. You said they've got a knight with them and some other people?
A servant who's like gonna go fetch drinks, and there's a scribe with a little notebook and like a tight-fitting cap and that sort of appearance, and then a couple other handmaidens whose jobs are probably ceremonial or perfunctory or just companions to chat with while they travel, that sort of thing. So 5 people total. 5 assistants total: knight, scribe, servant, handmaidens.
As they start walking in, I'll shout over to the barkeeper, like, "Get us some drinks. Something appropriate."
The ladies Butterworth come to your table after being directed here and give you a very quick half curtsy.
Evening. Take a seat. Thanks for.
Evening.
Is Nilrim there?
Yes.
You must be the lady's Butterworth, is that right?
Yes, we are.
The pleasure is all mine, certainly. I reach out to take their hand and kiss it.
Yes, they give you their hands with bejeweled rings upon them. They must have spent all their money on their outfits
Hold
and
on.
jewelry.
I want a appraiser check.
I kiss the hand. I went to school in England, so I understand.
I didn't get it.
Ooh, appraisal check on 20. Not quite good enough. You know, they came out really flashy and came back in. You couldn't quite tell the quality so quickly.
Well, I've been around Flotsam Island quite a bit in my day. I've never seen you two before, and I certainly would remember two ladies as beautiful as yourselves.
Well, then you must not have been going to the right places, sir.
This is your home?
This is a tavern.
Well, I mean the island, of course.
Yes. Now,
You live in...
my manservant tells me that you have an offer on the table for us. Please, speak
Well.
your piece.
I'm aware that I know who you are, but do you know who we are?
Not a clue.
Perhaps you should ask your manservant.
I was told there was a scruffy man who was offering to buy our ships.
Scruffy, you say? I'll have you know this feather has came from a lady's bedroom.
Small.
Well,
I don't say that.
we don't make a habit of paying for ships, let's put it that way. And I'm trying to turn over a new leaf here. And I've got gold burning a hole in my pocket. But as far as I can see it, those two ships of yours aren't much use to you right now. There's a dragon out there, you know. And worse than that, there's pirates.
The small folk are always coming up with excuses not to have to work. And one of them busts out like a large feathered fan and starts like... whoosh.
I'm wondering if these ships still have a crew. They around town?
The ships are in exquisite shape, just like everything we own. The crew is handsome and well paid.
Good,
But
good.
what sort of offer are you willing to make?
Well, I didn't have a proper look at them. You said they look nice enough, but I'm not sure that they're not brand new, let's put it that way.
Boy, I am the matriarch of the Buttersworth family. Do you think I would dabble with anything other than the finest ships in the sea?
Of course not, of course not. But, you know, they've been around for a while. Doesn't make something bad just because it's old, right? I give them a wink.
She flutters faster.
Here's the offer. One ship, 6,000 gold. Both of them, 10,000.
Surely you're jesting, sir. Surely you're jesting.
I'm not jesting. The alternative is that we find the crew ourselves and we'll sail out of here with them. And I'm not sure that your pretty boy over there is going to do much to stop us.
That's robbery.
Well,
we are
somebody tell the
pirates, Norm will
guards.
say.
Really?
I take a drink.
You're
Is there-
speaking
is there a
openly of
manservant?
piracy? Yeah, there's
Is
a
there
manservant.
like a manservant? Is it just one?
Yeah, it's the guy who went to go get the drinks and has come back and is now standing quietly behind them with his hands folded in front of him.
Love you, Nick. Here you go.
What are you going to
Throw
do?
magic missiles the manservant, just pop.
Oh, shit.
The music in the bar stops. The drinks hit the ground. The bar goes quiet as the man hits the deck. The one knight draws his sword and it's just like shaking in front of you guys. It's like wavering.
I give him
I give him like
shoulder.
a calm down, calm down.
Oh, okay. Well, if the guy sits down, then never mind. But I'm going to...
He doesn't say.
Nudge her.
He's just like,
I nudge Archie and say, go and get his sword.
I'll yell to like a common person nearby on like the next table, hey, go get that knight a drink, and I'll flick him, I don't know, a fucking gold coin.
Archie, are you gonna go and disarm the quivering knight?
Let's fucking do it.
You walk up to him. The knight turns. Sword faces directly towards you. It's sort of shaking in the air. Back.
Don't make
back.
a scene.
What are you going to do about it, Archie?
I'll try to, as discreetly as possible, disarm this man.
Give me an attack roll to grab his wrist. And blade and all that jazz. Seed is still good. You quickly, fashion a grip on the knight's wrist, and the hands drop the sword immediately. You can catch it, by the handle with the other hand, and the knight backs up quietly. You have their weapon.
Yeah. That wasn't much of a fight at all, was it?
Nope.
Go ahead, Captain. I think these ladies understand a bit more clearly now.
Like I said, 10,000 gold. That's a good offer. We could walk out of this with these ships for free. For the 10 grand, I want your crew gathered and for them to, sail the ships out of here with me.
And your papers.
Otherwise, I'll just take the ships myself.
The two ladies Butterworth turn in towards each other. They're matching hairstyles, kind of coalescing into one big blob of dyed hair and large gaudy feathers with little bejeweled things dangling off of them. There's some murmuring going on before the larger, older ladies Buttersworth.
Can I get a check to hear it? They're obviously whispering really hard, though.
Yeah, they're definitely talking in amongst themselves. You would need to make a really good... You're not a rogue. You don't have a detect noise. Yeah. I think that they're just, they're huddled close and whispering tight. There's no way.
Yeah.
Definitely not with that.
Perfect.
They'll pop back up, and the older, more distinguished ladies Buttersworth will say, 10,000 gold is just a mite shy for two very fine vessels like that, and I hear your word that you could take them, but you wouldn't want to damage them or the crew or scare off anyone. It would be to your advantage to take it peaceably and within the confines of good society, right? You wouldn't want to...
I agree.
Yeah. Let's call it 14. And... a ride out of this backwater town. We're done with Flotsam. Done with Port Ferris. We'll head to Port Prince.
Let's meet in the middle. 12,000.
And safe passage?
And safe passage.
Done.
I'll have my crew gather the coins. Can you gather your crews for me? We'll be here for a day or two.
We need the documents as well. And proper
Of course.
transfer of deed.
So be it.
And if you're moving, how much are you selling your house for?
Well, that's also up for negotiation. It is a 3-story manor situated well outside of the shadow of the mountains, so it gets full sun day and night. Well, not night, all day long, all year long. It goes for no less than 50,000 gold.
Well, you're moving,
all furnishings included.
so we could just move in.
There are other buyers who have long expressed interest in buying the house Buttersworth.
What do you think, Captain?
50,000 gold? Where do people get the money? I've been pirating around the outer rim for a year now, and I haven't got anything near that.
What?
Seems being a noble pays well. We don't even have to kill anyone. We'll leave the house for now. We'll take the ships. Find the crew. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, then. And they turn around, their large bustle sort of bumping into things, and stride out without too much of a concern. The disarmed knight looks over at Archie before leaving without their sword in shame. And slowly the bar picks back up in sound.
I lower my voice, lean in a little bit to the table. Someone's going to have to go back to the base to get that kind of coin. Any volunteers? Someone should stay here at least. Someone can take the drums. Go with Nilrim. You need to use the spell, right?
Yeah. Shouldn't be a problem, Captain.
You can do it?
Me and Archie can do it.
Okay, good. Well, assume we'll meet here tomorrow evening, so you can go in the morning.
Is it nighttime right now?
Just be discreet.
It's
I think
evening.
it's like evening. Yeah.
Oh, no, we'll just go now. This is probably the best time to do it. Go at night.
All right, let Archie have a drink first.
Archie's been drinking, Captain.
Has he?
A little bit here and there, Captain. Just a drink or two on the side. Nothing special.
That's okay. That's understandable. I mean, you still performed your duties admirably, so
Of course,
no complaints
always,
from
Captain.
me.
Always comes first.
All right, well, you can have another drink if you want, but go and help Norman with the boat. Get the coin.
All right.
Norman, I know how much is in that chest, by the way, so I'll be counting it next time I'm back there.
How much is that, Captain?
How much is in the chest? Wouldn't you
How
like
much
to
is
know?
in the...
That's just one chest, you know.
And I
there's
need to
more
bring
than one chest.
12,000?
12,000 gold, yeah.
I'm going to bring 1,000. She's not going to count it.
Just let's do this on the proper way.
No.
You know, the way things are going, we're going to be making a lot of coin in the coming months.
Okay.
Get 10,000 gold and maybe 20,000 silver. We need to keep some gold on hand.
Archie, what are you going
tell
to do
her
with
put
this?
the documents to Brophy, by the way. That's it.
Brophy, the one who will have the ships on paper?
John?
We'll sell the ship. We'll sail the ships to Brophy. So
Yeah, we just, we're getting paper done, so we need to give him the John Brophy name because he's our front man. He's our wealthy island owner.
Well, in order to get the ships appropriately in Brophy's name, it doesn't not just need to be signed here. It needs to be approved by a harbor master, and then have copies and sent out and passed around to the other harbor masters in the area. There's actually quite a bit of legalese and
time.
paperwork. Yeah,
But we have a harbor master who doesn't want to die, I assume.
that's true. Yep, they'll have to oversee the deed transfer in the morning, or next evening when this is going down.
And we're going to
but-
lie on the paperwork. Obviously, you can't sell 2 world-class ships for 10,000 gold. These are worth hundreds of thousands of gold, right?
Maybe.
where we find out they were worth 3,000. Got ripped
I
off.
think they're probably each worth 20 or 25 independently. I'm double checking the prices right now. Cost. Yeah, they're probably each around 20,000. So you're getting them for about half price.
They're worth 20,000 total, 10,000 each.
No, each ship is worth about 20,000.
Yeah, so again, it's better than half price. That's six.
Oh, you're sure?
6,000
That's
per
quarter
ship.
price. Yeah.
Yeah.
So selling
okay,
them
great.
for quarter price is sort of a
It's reasonable in
interesting.
the current circumstances, though, right?
Sure. But I think what Mooton was saying is that it might look fishy on the paperwork.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can lie on the paperwork. That's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
All
All
right.
right. Cool. So I spend the night in the tavern with Sale, I guess. Maybe we can talk about his plans.
I did have one question for Archie before he went anywhere.
Absolutely.
You got this guy's sword.
Yeah.
This is a sign of surrender. This man has, given up his weapon to you in combat. As a person who prides himself on being a warrior, this is a token of your enemy's surrender. What do you do with this? Is this, you chuck it to the side because it's just a random sword and you don't care about it? Is this you're going to keep it for a while sort of situation?
I would probably give it to Captain John, see if he wants to do anything with it, because I'm not going to do anything with it. And I don't think Archie really sees the sentimental value in that kind of thing. I think he's more
okay.
practical in that,
More utilitarian. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, John, when Archie is getting up to go leave and then hands you this guy's sword.
Yeah, I
What do you
take it.
do?
Thanks, Archie. Have a good time. Keep an eye on Magic Man.
Always.
All right, give him a nod. I take the sword and sort of swing it around a little bit and point it at Sale. Defend yourself, Kerr.
Excuse me, Captain?
I'm just messing around. Look at the size of this thing. It's this is like a long sword, right? Yeah, this is heavy. Have a look at this. I like throw it to him.
It would be awkward to wield indoors, especially on a boat. In a boat, ugh, terrible for that.
No, we're in the tavern. We're in the tavern.
I know, yeah, but I'm pointing out the difference between long swords and rapiers and cutlasses and that stuff.
I'm gonna see if I catch it. Oh, I catch it like a hero.
Oh, nice. Nah, you're a natural sail. Look at that.
I try to flourish the blade.
Ah, please. I surrender.
Give me all your money, and I'm gonna shave your legs.
Oh, appropriate. You fight like a cow.
I'll laugh and I'll feel the weight of the sword and toss it around and stuff, and then hand it back to the captain. Say, a fine blade, Captain. Where'd you get it?
Belongs to the bodyguard and noble knight of the Ladies Butterworth. Would you believe?
I'll immediately burst out laughing at the name Butterworth. How much was it Butterworth?
They were. You probably for the best. You missed them. They were weird. But
I mean, I'm not
12,000
surprised
for
with
those
a name
two
like that.
ships. Yeah, they. Well, you'll be meeting them. We're giving them a lift.
Oh, for God's sake! Good more.
Off the island.
Just throw them overboard. More
It's all right.
passengers.
Well, I was thinking about that. Once we get the paperwork signed, they're gonna have the 12,000 gold on them. We could just throw them overboard. Keep the gold.
We are men of our word, Captain.
That's true.
I mean, it's probably a good thing if we have people out there saying they made deals with us that went through.
That's what I was thinking, Sale. You're right. I was just testing you.
It's really tempting to want to throw them overboard. But anyway, hear me out, Captain. I had a bit of an idea.
Wait, before I need to listen to any of your ideas, I need to get myself a drink. Wait there. I go to the bar, get myself a beer, come back, take a big sip, a big swig. Okay. I don't know why I did that. I can't even taste this thing. But go on.
I'll kind of look at the captain in a bit of a puzzled manner, like, okay. And then I'll say, so, if we are going to be lords of the Outer Rim, we've got a bit of a political and security problem ahead of us.
Think so?
Definitely. The easiest time to mess things up is during the handover, when a new lord comes in from an old lord. You can very easily set the people against you. I think you've got the right idea of it by halving taxes, but I think we need to do more. We need to bring the local power structures into our throw, the local guards, and potentially, in our line of work, maybe we could make friends in some of the local criminal organizations. There's got to be thieves and gangsters around here who are willing to,
That's true.
Pledge
You gotta be
allegiance to
careful
someone
with
who's
that,
willing
though.
to turn a blind eye.
We don't. If chaos rules the Outer Rim, we won't be receiving taxes for long. Things will get out of hand quickly. I agree with what you're saying.
I mean,
We've got to be careful.
I'll kind of lean back in my chair. Captain, you're the perfect example of what I'm talking about. What does a criminal gangster really want? What he really wants to be is to be just like the nobles in the noble houses. He just doesn't have a good way to get to be one. Now, we clear out a few nobles on each island, put some gangsters in those houses. I think we'll have some very loyal friends. Some very loyal, violent friends.
That, I think, is a good idea. You're also making sure they're bought into the structure of the society as well.
Exactly. And it's basically the same thing for everyone else. Out with the old king, in with the new king. Except it's just a noble who maybe carries knuckle dusters.
Okay. So, should be pretty straightforward, right? We find the criminals, find the best 2 or 3, clear out some houses, put them in.
We could even write them some noble titles, whatever. Write yourself in as King of the Rim or something. We'll fake Pirate King of the Rim. We'll figure it out, Make it fancy and real official-like.
King of the Rim, I like that. That's what your mum used to call me.
I'll burst out laughing.
Good one, Captain.
And I think with that, we're going to go to our first break, and we'll be back on the other side with some more Tides of Death. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Before we get any farther with Port Ferris, we're going to talk about experience, because it's come to our attention. It's been a little bit since we've had it. So, let's find some appropriate experience music.
I only need 24,000 XP, and then
Oh,
I'll
is
level up.
that it? Only 24,000? That's nothing.
That's it.
Okay. The
Are we planning on
things
spending some time here as well?
in Flotsam?
We've got...
Yeah. Because I would
mean,
like
I
to
don't
learn a
know.
new spell or two.
Yeah. We need to give those ladies a lift. Back to Port Prince, and we need to drop these ships off with Brophy, but we can spend some time on the island, maybe.
Can you guys do that, and then Noam just stays back and
You want to stay
pick
here?
him up? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should be... Well, what if we get into trouble in Port Prince, though? What if we just take some...
Brophy
What if we...
drop him off?
We
They only
could
need like
do
a week
that.
or two. Just
That's
let's
a
go
good
to
point.
our fuck island.
Okay,
Have Brophy go drop him off, and then we
we can
can
chill
let
out
me.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, don't forget that you have got the meeting with the clerics.
Huh?
Clerics that are after you to kill you.
Oh yeah, that's within a month, right? I want to learn Wizard Sight, which is a 3rd level spell.
It's fine. I say, okay, fine. We'll go back. We'll take the ships to the island, and we can take some time there. I'm gonna come up with a plan for. I'm gonna come up
Meeting
with a
the
plan for
wizards.
like. Well, I'm gonna try and come up with a plan for sort of like taxing the outer rim. Whilst we're there, and then we can, execute it. After you've
yeah.
learned your spells.
Neal's doing his thing, so I think I can just ramble. Nealrum got a new spell book that he would have told the captain, probably alone, about. The new spell book. I was reading through it on our voyage back.
Where'd you get
There's
that?
a few. I got it from the dragon.
Okay.
Don't you feel silly now that you didn't get something?
I mean,
This spellbook contains, on the lower end, Wizard Sight, which will help me spot people who are either wizards, clerics, or people who have the affinity to be one. There's a
No,
spell
thank you.
called... Oh, go ahead.
stop murdering all those children.
That's right.
You'd just be able
I
to
don't
see
have
them.
I can just see it. Perfect. Avard's Black Tentacles. The spell component's a bit obscure, but we'll probably get it one day.
What is
I
it?
need a giant squid or a giant octopus
Find that.
tentacle. You can find that. It'll
You've got to
spring
read that around
forth.
here somewhere.
Think like 10, 11 tentacles that'll just pick people up, maybe wreck a ship. But the real meat of this, he'll show you the page and point out enchant an item, lesser permanency, and greater permanency. This is what I
should.
need.
What does it mean?
Well, these will let me create magic items when I get more to the higher circles.
I take the book off him and flip through the pages he just showed me. Just looks the same as the rest of them.
Noam snatches the book back. Don't.
Oh,
You need to
I'm
be careful
sorry.
with these things.
Yeah, you're right.
This is an
Don't worry,
ancient
I've got
tome
cold
of
hands.
magic.
Yeah, well, great. That's great news. How long is it going to take you to learn all that? It's a big book.
Well, once we get the Fountain of Youth, probably 40 years of study, but that'll just be a blink in the eye of our existence.
Okay, 40 years. How about for the ones that you were saying you might be able to use now, the tentacles and that?
A week,
Just
maybe
insane.
2.
Okay. We can do it. We can do 2 weeks. 40 years, it's a bit more difficult.
It's 1d2 days per spell level, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know what, Norm? I'm happy for you.
This
is what you
we
wanted?
needed. We're
Yeah?
gonna be able to make our cities, Captain.
Your city's Norm.
Well, you'll rule them.
Where are you going to find little people to put in them?
It's the beauty of it, Captain. We get big people and we make them small. Think of what we can do. I can time dilate the snow globes and make the cities go at a speed unprecedented to ours. Think of the technology they can come up with in that time in the snow globe. Then we shrink down, we steal their stuff, and we bring it up.
I look at you with a blank face. Yeah, well, do you know what? I'm a little bit less skeptical now than I was when you first told me about it, but that's not saying too much. But just don't get too distracted. We've got a job to do, okay? Don't spend all your time thinking about tiny little cities. Let's think about the big cities at the center of the Dardanelles that we need to deal with.
Very wise, Captain.
Yeah. Well, wait. You're gone though, right? You're getting the. Is this?
This would have been a prior conversation or something or whatever. Yeah. I know. Just Neal needed time to calculate.
Oh right, that's right. Yeah. So Sale and I, we probably don't have the time to set up what we were talking about before we come back, do we? Like before we leave, sorry.
It's going to take some time to set everything up, right? Everything always takes longer than you expect, and in an age without cell phones where you have to like run people down and they could be anywhere in town, finding and cajoling people takes some time. So
sorry, Neal, I was talking to Jamie, not you.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, although I think we've been in touch with the criminals in this town before, if you remember, I think, right?
In I remember we spoke to them in Port Prince, I think.
Oh, that was Port Prince we talked to criminals.
Didn't go that well, if you remember.
Yes. But I think
we've got a bit more clout here.
We've got a little bit more clout, and they'd be more willing to negotiate because we're basically offering them something and then telling them to continue doing what they're already doing, just like, now you work for us a little bit.
Well, we know where there's one house that's empty, the Butterworth Mansion. They're leaving, so that's one place. But for your plan to work, we're going to have to kick some nobles out of their homes, right? Wonder what's going on at Nightingale's house. I know the gardener there.
Well, I mean, we could just appropriate the property.
She's still a friend, but we can see what's going on. Come on, let's go now. I've been in there before. I'll show you some of the places. Give them a wink.
Yeah, sounds good. As for emptying out noble houses, I'm sure there's probably one or two around here that are a little bit too loyal to the White Prince that we can make an example of. I know wasn't there that lady Chroma who was in his pocket at one point? I don't know what's happened to her. I think she's long gone now.
I think Chroma's Nilram is there, right? It's her son now. He's the one who's collecting the taxes for us, so we can't get rid of him.
Oh, okay.
Let's check Nightingale's house there, and we can check the Butterworth house as well.
Yeah, let's get going. And I'm sure one or two of them have already fled, fearing retribution. So, lead the way, Captain.
Yep. I will walk Sail to Nightingale's house, and I'll kind of look for lights in the windows. Neal, is there? Sorry, I am asking you this time. Is there activity in Nightingale's house, or is it?
Lady Nightingale's house is dim and dark this evening.
Yeah. Okay. You still doing XP?
No, I'm done. I've gathered it all up.
Okay.
We can give it to you the moment you all sit and rest for a while in a base or in a town, or take some downtime to solidify your gains.
We're going to the island shortly. So.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you all add 11,250 experience to your character sheets. Then if you have your 16s, then your additional 10%. And Captain John, I'm
storing up half my XP.
Yeah, good. How much have you stored so far?
13,625.
Ooh, okay. Cool. I have stuff for you, but you're not quite there yet.
Fantastic.
What was the number you gave? Sorry, my brain, just...
11.25 thousand.
Damn. That's before the multiplier?
Yes.
Is it 64,000 for level 7 fighter?
That sounds right.
Fighter, yep, 64,000 for level 7.
I'm so a long way from that. Well, it's actually a little bit more XP than that I've got now, because this is rogue XP, so technically I'd get my dex bonus to it. My 10%, I mean. But I don't know if I actually would, for what you're trying to do.
Right, because you're not leveling as a rogue anymore, right? You're just leveling as a fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
So
Noram
what
goes
we
and
did?
gets the ship.
Yeah.
Did it go off without a hitch?
Which ship? Just your regular ship?
Noram takes the ship from the bay back to the
just across the
base,
island, right? Yeah,
across
and
the
then you grab
island,
some money and you come
in the
back.
dead of night. We grab the money and we come back.
Yeah, not a problem. You'll need someone to come with you because someone's got to steer while someone uses the
Archie
rowers. Perfect. Then in, out, no problem. Chat with NPCs there. Move on.
Okay, I'm removing 10,000 gold and 20,000 silver.
Excellent.
It's a lot of our money, but it's worth it.
Okay.
I think we're in a position to make more money now.
When they fuck off, Noram's gonna stay back and learn spells.
Excellent.
So we will take the Lady Butterworth. I'll look over the crew that have hopefully been gathered for both of these ships.
Yes, and owing to the feudal nature of society at this time, this crew is this is their job. They sort of have positions for life on these ships. In theory, they can sort of disappear, but it would be like almost equivalent to desertion if they backed off. They're sort of not quite owned by the Ladies Butterworth, but are committed to the Ladies Butterworth. So they're all here
But they
to
work
see
for
what's
the ship,
going
not
on.
for them, right?
Right. So part of your contract is that these people are now going to be contracted to you, which does put them in a bit of an awkward situation since they're being compelled into a new owner. But that's sort of how it's going in this region. That's just how life is. But if they're mistreated or, if they have expectations of one thing and they end up in a wildly different position, you might expect them to try to escape or flee or bail.
Yeah. Well, once we get to where we're going, we can have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, everyone's lined up. I'll say, okay, guys, we're going to be purchasing these 2 ships now. We're going to be making a quick jaunt down to, never remember the name of it, Sulphur Island.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going in our ship. You 2 are going to follow us on your ships. And when we get there, we're going to talk in a bit more detail about what the future holds. But first things first, let's get to Sulphur Island. Let's get the paperwork done. And we'll talk then.
Excellent. The crews are a little bit, shaken. Some of them are looking over at Archie and whispering to each other as you are doing this. I guess Nilrum's not here. He's studying and learning. But there seems to be some trepidation amongst the new recruits.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean what I say. They won't be mistreated. So the 3 of us will get on our large ship on our own and use the drums to sail it to Sulphur Island and lead the other 2 ships. How many crew members are we talking per ship?
I think we've got
40?
35 per ship.
Sweet. Does this ship have weapons on it, or is it equipped? Is it like a military ship?
No, they're not military ships. There's very few of those needed around these days. These are cargo ships of one kind or another.
Great.
Good. We can start moving shit around.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we leave Nelrun behind, and we sail to Sulphur Island. No, wait. You're coming with us to Sulphur Island. You're gonna do your studying there.
If that's what you want, yeah.
I think that's better. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's better.
Well, your plans might get delayed a little bit. You see, in the night, Sail, you're supposed to meet with that other cleric, right? That cleric of Astaire. You got to show up and arrange he was going to surrender or something. And when you follow up with him before, as the ships are getting packed and before everyone's getting ready to go, you'll find that the temple where he was staying is sort of empty, and all of the things of value seem to be gone. Not ransacked, but carefully picked up and packaged away, and there's not really there's a lack of sacks and boxes and cloth and, padded things. It looks like someone has very carefully but quickly packed up everything of value or importance in the temple and hauled it off somewhere. and the cleric is not to be found. Yeah.
I'll sigh.
But that's not all. Also, Nilrum, you will have learned that Lord Chroma had fled in the night as well. His house stands empty, doors open, valuables taken, hopped on a boat, and took off in the night. Normally not really allowed, but the harbor master allowed it since it's Lord Chroma. And
he took all the tax money with him, that fucker.
Yes. So both of the people who you were pressuring just bailed in the middle of the night and fled. And that might, alter your when it exactly you leave Flotsam Island by a day or a week or whatever you want. But with these cowardly acts of people escaping from underneath your thumb by the dark of night,
let's
what are
talk
you
to the
gonna do?
Butterworths, Captain. Let's make them in charge of the island. They made a deal with us.
They want to leave, right?
They want to leave, but they wanted to leave because they said it was a shithole. If
You
they
don't
like,
have to
they
deal
can
with
make
these
it
two
better.
old bats every time we come back here.
These two old bats made a deal with us and didn't fucking run off in the night.
I don't know how things went with Chroma, but he's probably shitting himself.
He is.
Yeah, well.
Wait. I was going to say, if we knew which way they'd went, we could maybe chase them down, but
Who cares? They've
thing to
abandoned
do.
their houses. It made our job easy for us. Let's find a couple of gangsters to fill the houses. Put them in charge.
Well, I don't know. Haven't they been collecting tax money? They've taken our money.
We already got the money from Chroma, right, Norm?
We did.
Oh.
We got our
Never mind.
due.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Let's have a conversation with the Butterworths. Unless you think it not be beneficial, Captain. We want a noble head to lead the island, someone who's been here for a long time. We can't just install someone new. It needs to be a friendly face.
Well, we can raise up some new nobles. There's empty, nice estates that are empty.
Don't know if we've got that authority yet. Maybe Nilrum's right. Fine, we can ask them, but I don't suppose they'll want to stay. They probably want to leave for the same reasons that Chroma left.
Some people want to leave for those reasons. Some people want power. These two ladies, they're gonna think about the taxes that they're gonna receive, and they'll
How big
buy
was
more jewelry for us.
How big was Chroma's house? Bigger than a three-story mansion?
Yeah, hers is also a 3-story mansion.
But is like Chroma's house nicer?
Yes, it's a little bit larger. I mean, if you walk around the town and observe the Buttersworth house than the Chroma house, you'll see that the Chroma house has larger grounds, a larger garden, square footage is a little bit bigger. The
Maybe
ladies
we trade them houses.
Ladies Butterworth definitely seem to invest much of their income in their appearance and sort of like the shows of power. So they've got like gaudy taste and gaudy displays. It might have more actual material value in their home. Maybe you'd have to do like an in-depth analysis. But the Chroma house is perhaps larger.
Maybe
We
we
go
tell
for the
the Lady
Butterworths,
Butterworths, tell them they can stay in Chroma's house. We'll trade them for their house. They can take all their stuff with them, and then we can put
Wait,
someone
why
else
would they
inside
want
theirs.
Chroma's house?
Bigger, isn't it? Better, more
Might be
prestigious.
bigger, but their house is... Well, we'll ask them. Sure. What do I know?
All right, fine. Well, we're meeting them now anyway. So
Yeah.
let's go. Where are those chests? You got them?
Yes.
Good. Good. All right. Well, I get the crew to help me drag the chests full of coins to the dock.
Okay. It all gets dragged down to the dock. Yeah.
Okay. I walk up to the ladies Butterworth.
This is at their house after you've made the deal, or
I'm assuming that we're making the deal on the
Okay.
dock.
Got
Getting
it.
ready
Sure,
to
sure,
go
sure.
with the crew here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the dock, you're making the deal. You're being shown the crew. They're looking over at Archie a little sketchy wise. You've got the chests of money over here. The ladies Butterworth are there. Their knight is standing by with a empty scabbard.
I would have got different spells for this, and it's not for killing people, it's for more roleplay.
Okay. Yeah.
As I go up to them, I will hand the knight his sword back.
Mm-hmm.
And I give him a nod. And
Knight
I will.
bows politely and quickly sheaths his sword.
I'll say to the two ladies, all right, well, we've got your coin, and the deal still stands. If you want safe passage, we'll get you to Port Prince. But there's been some interesting developments in the night. Lord Cromer has fled the island, and there's now no one here to sit in his estate and collect taxes for us. Sure you want to leave? Position's yours if you want it.
Even the young Lord Cromer is abandoning this island. Why would I want to stay, or why would my wife like to stay, in such a run-down backwater place that even the peasant that was the young Lord Cromer won't stay in? By the gods, who's even left in this town that's worth talking to?
Plenty of people, but
Name
I appreciate
one.
that. Good point.
Thank
All
you.
right, well,
There's
me.
no life nor society left here.
Excuse me, ladies Butterworth. We are upstart island owners, and this being one of our new islands, we would like to welcome you to the ground floor of it. We're going to be moving in a lot of the high society, and we can kind of help you shape this island how you would like it to be. If there are homeless people that you don't want on the street, I can deal with them. If you would like the roads to be changed to be more up to your standards, I can deal with them. If there are more unsavory types that you'd like gone, say the word, Mrs. Butterworth, and in a night, they will all be shipped off this island immediately.
That's Ladies Butterworth to you, manservant. And no.
hey, he's not a manservant, he's a wizard.
Didn't he just offer to clean the roads for me? Is he not your manservant then?
I
I
offered
think you're
to
not
kill.
listening properly.
I offered to kill anyone that you deemed unworthy of living on this island.
Listen,
The horror
No.
comes over her face as she recontextualizes your speech instead of just like moving things out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I see.
he
people don't
kills
have
enough
this-
people. He doesn't
Some
need
people
your
don't have
encouragement.
the stomach to do it. But if you'd like to have a nice high society island where there are people worth talking to, we're going to need to up the clientele, if that makes sense.
Perhaps I can point you in the direction of Lord Dengar. He's very old and has never been a fan of the White Prince, nor any of the nobles that have moved on to this island since the White Prince has taken over. His family used to rule this place long, long ago, and has fallen into some level of disgrace. The man is probably the oldest creature alive here, and still yearns for the earlier days. He might be more
Well-
interested in your new society.
Sounds perfect.
That's-
Thank you.
That sounds perfect. All right, let's get this show on the road. I've been sitting around on land for too long. Ladies Buttersworth, would you like to sail with us, or would you prefer to sail on with your... actually, I think for security's sake, you should sail with us.
On which vessel
Unfortunately,
shall
there's
we
only-
be sailing? And she kind of like looks across the harbor.
Gnome smiles.
I pointed our ship.
Is it the long ship or is it the big ship?
It's the long ship.
Is it the long ship?
She looks at that. There's no hold. Where would my feather bed be?
Okay. No, you're right. That won't work. I will sail on your ship with you.
Oh, she turns to her wife. Sweetheart, this is just... Can you believe life has come to this? My, when I came out here, I thought this was going to be a new place.
No,
Captain,
no.
Did you say you were where you were sailing them to, Captain?
We're sailing to Sulphur Island.
Sulphur Island? Oh, that place reeks so bad it's in the name. Why would you ever want to go there? Oh.
Don't worry, you won't be there for long. Nilram, Sail, are you guys okay to take the long ship? And Archie and I will go with the lovely ladies here. Make sure there's no
knew
issues.
Pirates were smelly, but I didn't know why.
She
I
just
would
calls
recommend. She did. I would recommend that Archie and Sail go on the long ship, and I come with you. I think it'd be nice to have a wizard.
Yeah, but I kind of want Archie to train the crew a little bit, get them used to the way things are going to be. He's the best first mate this side of Redport, so...
Well, then how about Archie and I go together? It's a good idea, Captain.
I look at the long ship.
Archie,
Right,
fancy
I
a
think the
little bit more
captain-
time with the wizard?
I think the captain should come along.
Yeah, no, I think, you and Say will take the longship. Me and Archie will look after the ladies. Sounds good? Great.
Fine.
I'll see you guys when we get there. And I will put my arm around Archie and say, come on then, ladies, let's go. Let's get on board.
Oh my god, I can't believe how far we've fallen. We should have left when Lady Nightingale left. Yes, I do quite agree, darling. Why did we even bother staying here? Oh. And they huff and puff and, feathers are all ruffled until you hop on your ships. Does this mean you're leaving?
Well, we need to talk to that person first, right?
Well, we've got a month before taxes need to be collected, right?
Yeah, I know, but having an island have a head is probably pretty important. Versus,
probably worth.
Well, me and Sail are leaving late. Let me and Sail do it. You guys can go a day early.
Yeah, okay, if you want to do that.
I will say this: we probably shouldn't leave this island without a proper power structure in place, or the next time we come here, it'll be a smouldering, rubble-filled hellhole.
We'll handle that, Sail.
You two stay here, but don't be lollygagging around too long, okay? I want you back on Sulphur Island by the time, we drop them off at Port Prince and make it back.
So
wait, you're Captain. A question. You're one of the most wanted men in the known world, and you're sailing a high-profile noble into Port Prince.
They're not going to find me on the ship. Maybe I'll stay on Sulphur Island, but by the time that those ships we're done with these women and we're back on Sulphur Island, I want you two back there.
And it would take just one person saying you were on that ship for the entire fleet to be mobilized.
No one will poke you a little bit and just whisper in your ear. If he dies, it'll be better for us. Just let him go.
So just one person on that ship has to give you up, and the entire White Prince's fleet will be mobilized to take you out. I'm just saying. Anyway, good luck. Bye.
Good luck,
and I'll
Captain.
walk away.
We'll figure this place out.
What does he know about being a captain? I say as I walk with Archie.
I'll yell, "Come on, Captain Butts!"
See
I'm
more
still
glare
not
at
the captain.
Only
Only
glare
you.
at them. Okay,
Could
that's
do it.
right. Okay, let's go.
We are gonna go to the Lord's house that she talked about.
Yes, Lord Dengar.
Yeah,
How
we're
are
headed to Sulphur.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
How are the streets of Flotsam Island?
They're pretty fine. Some areas are cobblestone, some areas are dirt. The cobblestone areas are all built in the last 80 years or so, maybe the last 50 years or so.
There are a lot of homeless people, a lot of crime.
Well, you're the main source of crime in the area. Homelessness is not such a big issue here. If people need a home, they'll usually just go out into the woods and build themselves a home. There's, you can just go live in the jungle. There's some other small villages off to the side.
Okay.
There are some people who are down and out on their luck, and there is poverty, but housing is a little bit easier when land rights are a little bit more wibbly wobbly. No one can find your house in the jungle or the cave that you live in.
The guy.
Yeah. Yes, Lord Dengar. You'll have to ask around where this disgraced noble lord lives, and it's back all the way against the mountain, in a house that's perpetually in shade except for the early mornings. The yard is kind of small. The trees are pitiful. There's a little bit of blue grass growing up all over it. There's the gate encompasses a much larger territory than can be managed by the one gardener, who's not even a halfling. He's a human gardener who's tending to this plot. I know, right? Just completely disgraceful. The house is in a bit of disrepair. The paint on it is sort of worn and beginning to flake. The door was once like some sort of wonderful crimson color, and now it's just sort of like this faded, peeling, sad, decrepit older house. You get to the gate, and the gardener hurries over towards you.
Halfling?
Excuse
Where's the
me,
halfling
sir?
that let us in?
I'm the groundskeeper and gateman. I will let you in, he says, undoing the latch on his side.
But you're not even a short man.
You're not even a halfling.
Correct, sirs. I'm human.
By God. Well, you're letting us into your home. Do you even know who we are? You just let anyone in?
Well, very few people will visit the Dengar house. I assume anyone here has good reason to be, and Lord Dengar would wish to meet with you. Who are you?
I am Nilrim, the Maleficent.
The
Surprised you
pirate.
don't know who I am? Yes.
I'll nod enthusiastically and be like, I'm Sale, the heretic, the dark heretic.
And I'll point to the monkey.
You're the one who is getting rid of all the... who is disturbing the peace that the White Prince has so gracefully brought to this house.
Oh, no, we're making a new piece. The old piece was a false piece.
This is Captain Butts. Point to the monkey.
I will attempt to high-five Seymour.
Please, come this way. I will see if Lord Dengar is up to meeting with you. He's very old these days. Unless you're here for his daughter, Lady Dengar?
I would like to meet Lady Dengar, actually.
Splendid. Please, this way. And he takes you into this, like, sad parlor room that overlooks the sad gardens. You sit and, like, a plume of dust kind of comes out of the chairs that you're sitting on, and you can hear the fabric tearing a little bit and the legs creaking as your weight settles into them.
I cast Cantrip and Unseen Servant. I'm going to have my duders go and clean this bitch up. I had this to impress the Lady Butterworths. I have 2 castings of each, so...
Excellent.
I'm going to send those 2 around to clean up.
It takes 15 minutes for the gardener to arrange the younger Lady Dengar to arrive. And soon, coming into the room, leaning heavily on a cane, is the 75-year-old, heavily overweight woman known as Lady Dengar. Her eyes are sort of milky and faded. Her clothes are a little bit worn and torn, just around the hem a little bit. And she goes, hello! I hear you're here to see my father.
Yes, madam. We have quite the offer for the head of this household.
Is it true? The dark heretic himself is here. Where is he?
I'll give a gentle bow.
She
Do you
on her cane slowly over towards you, and then shifts the cane to her left hand and extends a shaky right hand to you. 7 blessings upon you, good sir. I can't thank you enough for the rabble you have roused out of town.
Can I get a hotness check? Like, you can see like how beautiful was she when she was a younger lass.
Like a 7?
Oof. That's why she's not married. Unlucky.
I'll take her hand gingerly and say, I accept your blessings, my lady.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Are you going to do something about that lot up in the mountains?
Who?
Who?
The cleric who fled into the mountains last night, making a lot of ruckus with their carts and their people and their chanting and the singings of the songs of Astaire and the White Prince.
We will handle that, but first, is there anyone younger in your household? We have an offer, but it doesn't...
My husband is dead, killed by the White Prince and his men. My children are dead. Disease took 3 of them. The White Prince took 2 of them. And Verasi herself led one down before he was born. My sisters are all dead. I am the last of my line, save my father. I am no longer fit to bear children, but God's willing, Lord Butterworth himself may yet produce another heir.
How does it work in these days? Can you transfer, like, if Lord Butterworth wrote Nilrim as an heir, would he then take the title? Oh,
yeah, totally.
Bingo, bango, bongo. We're getting this done.
Easy.
Easy. Nilrim's about to be nobility. I'll make you a deal. We will go deal with those people in the mountains, those accursed Astaire clerics. And in return, all we ask is you listen to us and heed our request.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good? Most
She
beautiful.
eases herself down into a comfy chair. No more dust comes out of it because you cleaned up the area.
Yeah, she sees magical servants running around doing shit right now.
Yeah, like
Is
a little
she
broom is
mystified?
sweeping, and well, her eyes are kind of bad, you know. She's sort of squinting at this and that. She doesn't even seem to notice the lack of dust. She seems sort of oblivious to these things. She's quite old and clearly in bad health, and has like some problems either with her knees or her hips because her movements are all jerky, and she's got to lean on that that cane.
Normal whisper to Sail. I'm gonna make this family name me their heir. Just you wait.
I'll look at him and say, well, one of us should get it. Maybe it should be me.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Now, I believe you're going to tell me a story.
I'll give you the quick rundown. We are pirates, and we're here to basically make money, take over. My big goal is to find the Fountain of Youth and live forever as a youthful wizard. However, the White Prince is kind of in our way, and to be frank, he's pissing me off. So we are going around and killing Astaire clerics and White Prince loyalists in order to make the Outer Reach more to our liking.
Well, I can't say I'm in favor of piracy, but anything that gets the White Prince out of our lands, back to where he belongs, whatever pit of hell he crawled out of, that's worth a shot.
We saw the horrors that happened on Sulphur Island, and we stand with the Kaiser family.
Yes.
We have recently released Telemachy, if you know who he is.
The great dragon of the sea
We
has
have.
been
So
freed.
we hope
good.
that he is going to cause some big
Excellent.
problems.
Yes, good.
The nobility of this island have been ousted. We have kicked out the Chromas, and we would like to bring you guys back to your proper glory.
What about the young Lord Chroma? That little
fled.
shit.
He fled in the night like a child.
Oh. She breathes a deep sigh of relief. You know, 50-some years ago, they tried to marry me off to one of the Chroma family members. I outlived him by a good 30 years, too.
Only someone so lucky would get your hand in marriage, I'm sure.
Bad luck would be indeed. My family's fallen into disgrace, allowed to live, just for the sake of peace and prosperity of the land, but our lands have been stripped from us, all but a few. Our wealth
You can have
has
all
vanished.
of those lands back. You may have the Chroma estate, the Butterworth estate, and I'm going to also give you the Nightingale estate.
In exchange for what? Nothing comes without a price. We learned that the hard way. Back when my father was a young man and the White Prince was a... And she kind of trails off into a, an old person story.
Well, I hadn't really thought of a price. I just kind of wanted you to run the island, but if your family line is as good as it seems, I don't know, maybe a marriage?
Oh, I don't think we have any family members left of appropriate age to marry you, but let me hit my father. He's 99 years old as of last week. He should hear that the lands are finally free, although the joy may burst his heart. What a way to go. Hold on. And she slowly gets up, and the gardener, who's now functioning as a manservant, will help her to the door and with her cane up the stairs, and you can hear the very slow, plodding, heavy-set woman making her way through the house. It's gonna take a while for her to come back. It's gonna take for even longer for Lord Dengar himself to come back down, giving the two of you plenty of time to do whatever you want in this very old, sad house.
I'm just gonna do a quick snoop check. You want to invest? You want perception, intelligence?
Just to search around? Yeah. Go ahead.
Perception or intelligence?
Perception, please.
22.
Yeah, they keep chickens here in the backyard to help make ends meet. The stuff here is pretty old. The crockery upon which you've been served some mild foods are cracked and then glued back together, and then cracked again and then re-glued back together. The carpet is threadbare. You can see the base of it through it.
Would he have been old enough to see the Kaiser family? Would he have been old enough to...
Well, if he turned 99 now, the Kaiser family was kicked out
80 years ago.
80 years ago. He would have been 19.
Hey, Nilrim has a ring that was from the Kaiser family's wizard. And the queen of the Kaiser, the daughter, gave it to him. And he's been keeping it around for a while. He thought about selling it, but he decided not to sell it because it does have some weird, mysterious markings or sigils on it. So just reminding you, I'm gonna ask him about that. Doubt he knows anything. So Sale, do you wanna try to be the, do you want nobility or not? Because this is the time we get it. You wanna roll me dice?
I think one of us should get it, and I think, offering them massive lands and estates so they can live out their lives in comfort in exchange for, being adopted into their family. Yeah, exactly.
How about we roll a d4 and, we'll let Seymour in on it too.
Oh my god, we could let the monkey be the noble. I turn to Seymour excitedly.
All right,
Seymour, you're going to be a king.
Seymour, I placed him like a little d4 in his hand. Roll this.
Seymour tries to chew it.
I'll smack it out of his hand.
It falls to the ground. It rolls a 1.
All right, Seymour rolled a 1. I'll pick it up. Normal, toss it on the ground. I got a 2.
Close.
Looks like it'll be me, Nilrim.
That's a 2.
I'll pick up the dice triumphantly, hold it in my hand. This is a little souvenir for me now.
Maybe I'll marry the father. We could be brothers.
Oh, we could be.
That would
How
make
mad
you...
would the captain be if we were nobility and we had a title when we come back? Something he's always wanted. And it's because he decided to go on the other fucking ship, Sale. I say that we...
True. There's actually another option. We could just grab a random orphan and get them to adopt the orphan. And then that orphan is then indebted to us, rather than us directly holding the land. I know, what do you think about that? Or is it better for us to do it?
I would just, it'd be nice if we were nobility.
Fair. I do expect you to call me my lord.
Yes, yes, my lord.
Very good, my good wizard.
We wait, I guess, till the guy comes back.
Longer than is comfortable. Eventually, coming down the stairs is the elder Lord Dengar, 99 years old, but his eyes are still sharp. His knees are both terrible. He needs a full-fledged double cane walker style thing to get down the stairs with help from a couple of other servants who appear from probably somewhere else in the building.
Nudges Sale and gives him a follow me, and Nilrim goes down on one knee. Nobility love this shit. Especially old nobility.
He gets to the bottom of the staircase, his daughter in front of him, leaning on her cane, he leaning on his double cane walker. And he looks to you and goes, "So, you're the wizard?" And he looks over towards Sale, shaky hand. "And you're the one who's driven out the men of the White Prince. Rise,
my lord.
rise.
We rise.
Bring me your hand, dark heretic."
I'll walk over and give him my hand.
Takes your hand and gingerly kisses it himself. "I can't tell you how long I've waited to see this day."
I'll say, "My God blesses you,
This
Lord
guy's
Dengar."
a terrorist. Or at least he likes terrorists.
Who is your god? Oh, I may sing their praises.
Well, you could meet him if you'd like. I think that would be more informative than a name.
Meet him? Meet a god? I don't think gods have come down to this world since the end of the Age of Might. Not since the Age of...
Well,
Some of the gods never left.
some of them never left, and this is more like a vision than a true meeting.
Sure. Show me your deity.
We'll have to go in the morning, I think. It's quite late, and you'll need to be well rested for the trip down to the seaside.
Fine. I eagerly await the vision of the creature who can drive these authoritarian monsters from our beaches. Anyhow, my daughter says you are willing to give us our lands back, and houses back. And I've seen many a false deal in my time, so I must ask, where is the truth in this?
We went to Sulphur Island and we've seen the horrors the White Prince has wrecked. We've read through the history books and through the texts, and we want the Outer Rim to be set right. What the White Prince did is... I'm sorry, my lord, it's just... No one fakes a tear.
You haven't seen the worst of it yet. Just wait. Just wait until the Oathsworn rise from the depths and come to destroy this land, for that's what is coming. As soon as the White Prince realizes what's happened here, the Oathsworn will kill us all. The good death that will be, since there'll be nothing here for him any longer.
At least we're free, am I right?
Bob's head.
My lord, we're going to be going soon and dealing with the austere clerics who so rudely woke you up last night. But before we do, I have a quick question. Norm will walk over there. Do you have any idea? Did you ever meet the Kaiser family?
Do you say Kaiser family?
I nod.
Oh, yes. When I was a young lad, I met with many of them. They had an island, we had an island. Not too far apart, you know. It was just 3 islands over from here, quite a short distance. Their place might have smelled, and their clothes left a distinct impression on a young man's nose. How could you forget the Kaiser family? You could smell them from a mile away.
Their queen, the daughter, I think she's about your age, actually, is still alive as well. And she gave me this, and he'll show him the ring. Do you have any idea what this symbol is or where it would go?
Motions you for to bring the ring closer to his face impatiently. Yeah. He gazes at it and he looks it over and shakes his head. I never did get close enough to any of the young ladies of that family to be intimately familiar with their rings.
It was their wizard's ring, if that brings anything to mind.
He shakes his head. No, I was too young to be involved in those discussions back then.
Understood. Well, all we ask for is my friend here has always wanted to be nobility. Is that something you could grant us?
It would be my honor to be adopted into the household of Dengar.
And I would assume you would want the dark heretic among your family.
I suppose, but I don't know what good it will do to you. No one else would recognize such an adoption. Might as well just style yourself a lord to begin with. Here's the secret. Listen close.
I listen.
Nobility is made up. I just declared myself lord of this island once I had amassed enough... Well, my family had amassed enough power. We just called ourselves the lords, and everyone else fell in line.
Genius.
It's all a ruse. It's all a scheme. It's all smoke and mirrors. But sure, you want to become part of the Dengar family? Why not? I can adopt you. No one else will recognize it.
That's fine. Nilrim Dengar. Sail Dengar. Sounds good.
Are you brothers? You don't look alike.
We will be when you adopt us.
Yeah, we will be.
Fine. Take a knee, he says, and looks to one of the servants. Get me my sword. And after some time, he gets his rapier out and his daughter helps lift his hand because it's heavy and he's old. And he taps Nilram on one shoulder, and then he taps Sail on the other shoulder, and goes, by the powers of the Dengar family, handed down through generation upon generation, for the service of ridding this island of clerics of the White Prince, for removing the Inquisitor from these lands, for purging the seas of his unholy presence, I adopt thee. What was your name again, sir? And he taps Nilram roughly with the sword.
My name is Nilram.
I adopt thee, Nilram Dengar. And I adopt thou. What's your name?
Sail.
No, your name, not your profession.
My name is Sail. It's just Sail in the local dialect.
That's a weird name. I adopt thee, Sail Dengar.
And our younger brother, Nilram's eyes go to the monkey. Please.
You can't be serious. A monkey. You're going to make me a monkey's uncle. Really?
Yes. His name is Seymour.
Gives a long sigh. Oh, sure. Why not? I adopt thee, Seymour Dengar. Why not?
Thank you.
3 brothers, I say.
3
as I
brothers.
stand back up.
Now, children of mine.
Yes, father.
Give me my new house.
You will have it in the morning. For now, me and my brother Sail, we need to go and kill the clerics in order to fulfill this adoption.
Right.
Man,
The whole ruckus last night.
Which way did they go?
Right past our house, right up the mountain to Lady Chroma's old estate up there.
I know where that is.
Mm,
Manservant, please prepare a carriage for my father and my sister to Mrs. Butterworth estate. I'll give him 100 gold. Not to give him 100 gold, to go get a carriage
And do the prep.
and do the prep.
I hate to inform you, but the family does not have a carriage. We have a mule.
That's why I'm giving you money to go to the town to bring
can
a
go rent one.
carriage. And it is now my lord.
Of course, my lord. I will fetch a carriage post haste.
Thank
He
you.
scurries out.
Come on, Sail.
Sure thing, brother. And after Sail calls Nilram his brother, he kind of gets a little emotional and goes quiet for a second and says, "You know, I would have chosen you to be my brother. And I'm glad
Well, it's
we
been
are
done. Come on, brother Seymour. Captain is gonna be pissed. They say, laughing, I'm sure, as they fucking leave.
And I think this is where we end this segment. We'll take a quick break and be back in a few minutes with a little bit more Tides of Death. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. We're going to flip over to the other side of the party. On board their oar-powered ship, our 2 pirates.
No. We're on the new ship with the ladies. The longboat is being left with Sail and Nilram.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
On board one of your brand new ships. Does it have a name yet? Do we know?
Well, it's already had a name, didn't it? It's just
it's
going by
renamed.
its
It's a
current
Butterworth
name
name.
at the moment, but we might rename it.
Yeah, but did you?
No, not yet.
No, we don't know. Okay. Excellent. On board your ships, you head for Sulphur Island. The ladies Chroma are on board your ship as well. Well, are they on your ship? Because they want like a nice suite, and there's only really one nice suite per ship.
They're on the same ship as us because my worry is that they'll just take that crew and leave.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what will we do?
So
yeah.
are they in the nice suite, or is that your suite, and they're just like living in hammocks like plebs?
How good? How is there a second quarters,
Mm-mm.
or is there only one?
No, there's
quarters?
one bed on the boat.
Yeah, fuck it. I let them sleep in it.
Oh, that's so nice of you. That is just the kindest, most gentle thing that you've ever done. Becoming undead or less than living has really softened your soul, John.
Well, I need to endear myself to the crew. Is more the reason.
Gotcha. Well, here you are, out on the sea, sailing to Sulphur Island.
Yeah, well, I've had a word with Archie. What I want is for Archie to integrate himself in the crew and, speak highly of me and the command structure and sort of make sure that they're up to scratch, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to be chilling, really.
All right, Archie, show me how you do what John just said. Integrate yourself into the crew and make sure they're up to snuff.
All right, everyone. It's I know new crew is always hard to get used to. New first mate and everything. New captain, so a couple things straight. Everything the captain says goes first and foremost. All right, and if he doesn't say something that I tell you something, then that thing goes. But if me and him both tell you something, then what he says goes first, and then me. That's what's going, and so on and so forth. I think you guys get the gist.
You're the first mate.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. Good. Very good. Yeah. Any questions so far?
One person, two people step forward. A young man and an older man. The older man speaks first and says, "I'm the old captain of this ship."
Mm-hmm.
So what am I now, huh? Am I
Well,
captain of this ship, or is he captain of this ship? Who is the captain?
I think you just said it yourself the best. You're the old captain, and he's the new captain. And since, as we all know, time moves forward, not backward, the new captain is the captain, and the old captain is not the captain.
I didn't sign up to this to be a rower, or just a regular able-bodied seaman.
Well, that's didn't we all sign up for different things in life and then get something else? This is your situation now, old man, and you as a man of the sea must know that the tides are always changing, and so are the structures on our ships. So there's a new captain now, so please treat him with the respect that you would have wanted to be treated when you were a captain way back in the day.
That was yesterday.
Well, time moves not only forward, but also quickly so. So
is he gonna captain the ship all the time? Looks like he's got landlubber legs, you know?
He's not. He's actually got. Don't talk badly of my captain's legs. Actually, I don't know what you're talking about. They're very stable, very dynamic legs as well. We keep them shaved to keep them in shape, and they're fantastic legs. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're scrubbing the deck tonight, that's for sure.
The younger man steps forward and goes, whoa, I'm sorry, I think we got off on the wrong foot. I'm the first mate, and I think what the captain is saying, and he points to the old captain, is that y'all got two new ships, and surely you're not going to be on both of the ships all of the time. And when the new captain isn't on this ship, who's the captain of the ship?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, I'm the first mate here, so naturally my responsibility is, if the captain is not here,
Which
I am
captain?
The new captain, Captain John Winters, is so when he's not here, I am the new captain, because I'm the first mate, as you, a former first mate, probably know. And then if I'm not here, but the captain's here, obviously nothing changes.
But what if you and the captain, the new captain, are both gone? Then who's in charge?
What was your name again?
I'm first mate Apo.
First mate Apo. That's a fantastic question. That obviously we've thought a lot about. Let me go refer back with the captain about this question in particular to see exactly what's going on. All right, let me.
The old captain steps forward and goes, "Aye, let's confer. Now I think that what you really need is an admiral, and that I'm the captain of this ship, and that John Fellow's the admiral of the fleet."
I see. So the admiral would be Archie thinking back to his military days, above, practically a captain of captains, so to speak.
Aye, a captain of captains.
Which would make me the first mate of first mates.
Aye, you'd be the prime mate.
The prime mate. I like the sound of that. That's a very good term. You know, I think you're onto something here, Captain. I think we just got Captain John a promotion, didn't we?
Aye, I'm Captain Gia. He's Admiral John. This is
Admiral
First
John.
Mate Apo, and you're
And
Prime Mate
Mate
Archie.
That's me. That's
Aye.
right.
I
Okay,
have
yeah,
another
no, that
question
makes
for
sense.
you, Prime Mate Archie.
Absolutely.
I see your shirt there is a little bit open. Does it not say
tiny bit.
Barchi across your chest instead of Archie?
Well, you see, that's actually surprising that you can read. I don't come across a lot of. Well, you see, the thing is,
I'm Captain Gia.
it used to say Archie, and then, you know, people were looking for us, you know, and it was a little. I'm sure you know what it's like, so we had to.
It's a
Be a little bit
disguise,
more-
isn't it?
Well, we had to be a little bit more secretive with our operation out here on the sea. So, for some measures of operational security, we had to, do some things that would make it not quite as obvious who we are. This is some people who disliked us.
But it's all, you know, the kerning on the text is all off to one side. Why didn't you add another letter to the other side so it would say like Barchid or Barchia or Barchix or something, so that it would look even and wrap all the way around you instead of looking cockeyed?
You know, I've never really thought about that. I guess I'm not much of a man for aesthetics. You know, Admiral John is more of a man for that.
I
He never really
understand.
brought it to my attention. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Prime Mate Archie.
No problem, Captain Gia. I'll be happy to report these things to our admiral.
Excellent. Aye. He turns back to the crew. All right, Scallywags, you heard it. I'm Captain. This is the Prime Mate. And the one in there with the lady's Butterworth is the Admiral. So you listen to what I say, unless these two say otherwise, aye? He looks to Barchi for approval.
That sounds right. Yeah, that sounds like what we should do.
Aye. Well, what are you doing standing there? Get to work! And
Absolutely,
they
that's
scurry
right.
off.
Beautiful.
Archie handled that well. He got John a promotion.
That did go well, yeah.
He didn't kill anyone. It's good.
Well,
I know that's impressive to you, Noram. Getting out of an NPC interaction without
It
killing
is.
anyone.
Noram hasn't killed anyone in weeks now. Well, he just killed someone today. Just kidding.
all right. Captain John, Admiral John, when Archie returns to you and relays this information, how does that make you feel?
Well, so I think Archie comes and knocks on the door. I'm in the captain's quarters with the ladies, Buttersworth, making idle conversation with them. And there's a knock at the door. Ah! Sorry, ladies. Looks like I'm needed on urgent ship business. I'll have to hear the end of that story a different time. It does sound fascinating, though. I'm really interested in where you got the red dye and the purple dye and how it went together and, you know, how that all made the... Yeah, well, whatever, the whole thing. Okay, I'm going. See you later. I stand up. Walk out. Archie, let's say, very important business, I'm sure. I put an arm around him and walk out. My God, it's awful in there. You have a better look out here? Looks like everyone's hard at work.
It seems to be working out.
Hey, good group? Good crew?
Yeah, for sure. I actually got you a promotion with them. we talked about the command structure and everything, and the old captain, who's now the captain, told us that you're not much of a captain here. You're more of an admiral, a fleet admiral, right? Admiral John Winters.
I suppose you could be saying that, yeah.
So so he's still the captain. His first mate's the first mate. I'm the prime mate, as he said.
The what? Sorry.
The prime mate.
I thought that was Seymour.
No, Seymour's a monkey.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry, I misremembered that.
Primate Archie, and then you're the Admiral Captain. Admiral John, that's it. There you go. Isn't it great? They're a hardworking crew. I like it. Honestly, I think we can make some good things happen here.
Yeah, all of that sounds good. We're not going to be on this ship all the time anyway, so whoever their old captain was, whoever the old first mate was, probably best that they stay in charge.
Always best to keep that sort of thing in place, so.
That's good. I mean, it's going to help with the continuity with the rest of the crew.
Absolutely.
Admiral, you say?
Yeah.
John looks up into the sky. He's got this image of himself, right, with his feather hat, with his pirate leather jacket on, and a sort of rapier. But now he's imagining sort of a button-down blue, double-breasted coat, gold buttons, maybe one of those like black hats that's not got a feather in it. It's a bit more. Thinks about that. Sounds pretty good, actually. Maybe I should get. Could do with a change of clothes, actually. I've been wearing this jacket for a while. Okay, well, good job, Archie. Make sure that they're all working. You want to go and entertain the ladies for a little while? I'm kind of getting sick of talking to them.
I can see what I can do. I'm sure we'll have some great things to talk about. I can maybe teach them a little bit about seamanship on the boat. Maybe show them how to scrub the deck or something.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. Just don't get too involved. We do want to get rid of them. We don't want them coming back for more.
Oh no,
if you know what I mean.
Of course. Yeah.
I give him a wink. Someone's got to pick up the slack given my change of circumstances, if you know what I mean.
Archie has absolutely no idea what you mean. He'll say, "Sure, Captain, absolutely."
I slap him on the bum as he goes in.
You step on in, Archie. The two noble ladies are a little bit wine drunk in the middle of the day on the rolling seas. One of them goes, "Oh, look, it's the stripper. No, sir, we don't need your services."
I'm actually I'm Archie. You met me earlier. I'm the captain's first mate. I'm not sure.
I'm sure you are.
Confusion.
That's how we started off as first mates too.
Well, actually, I'm not even I'm actually a prime. It doesn't matter.
You what? What did you say?
I'm I got a promotion. Actually, I'm not the first mate anymore. Because the captain's no longer the captain. He's the admiral. So me being the first mate, that actually makes me the prime mate.
Oh, I see. You've elevated yourself to his prime mate. How very animalistic of you.
I'm a bit of an animal in combat. You could say that, yeah.
Oh, is that what you call it these days when you're fencing with your swords?
Well, I actually don't. I have pretty strong opinions on that. We could talk about that for a while. Archie will go on this 15-minute rant about how he doesn't like swords and how fists are superior weapons.
I quite agree, says Lady Buttersworth.
Oh dear.
No, and that's why both historically, but also just in a pure combat sense, the knuckle is so far superior to the blade, and I think really always will be. You know what I mean?
God, you must make sure in combat to keep your nails trimmed quite a bit. You wouldn't want them scratching anything or getting peeled back in any ways that they weren't intended upon.
Well, a hard-working man should, take care of his nails from time to time. That's for sure. I had a mate we were caught in a storm out at sea, and he
must have been blowing hard.
It was blowing so hard. Yeah, you have no idea. It was wet too, all over. It was crazy.
Oh my. Okay, we can just stop that because that is. Yeah. I think they find themselves quite endeared with Archie and
yes.
Quite tickled with him and have a very good time. And a couple days later, you all arrive at Sulphur Island. The ladies Butterworth can smell it on the wind and complain about the stink and stank of it all as you make landfall.
As we make land, as we're approaching, I will gather Archie, my prime mate, the first mate of this ship, and this ship's captain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, all right, things went well. Crew seems to be working out. Happy for you two to keep your positions on this ship. You're going to be off on business without me. We've got somewhat of a tavern made up here. I need to go and speak to the mayor of the island. When you get the crew off, get them a drink, get relaxed, I'm going to go speak to the mayor, and then we'll meet back up here and I'll have a chat with everyone.
Sure. It all is going well and according to plans until you get off the boat on the dock and start walking down. And you see a new figure, someone you don't recognize, dressed in clerical robes, standing.
Wait, has anything been
dock.
destroyed or anything like that?
No, everything else
fine.
seems to be just about fine. As you glance around, checking buildings, there's still your people going to and fro and doing this and that. But there is a cleric, clearly identified as a cleric of Tempos, the blue inverted triangle sitting above the black triangle, god of fate and time, standing, hands folded gently within robes, waiting.
As I see this person, I look over my shoulder and, Archie, get up here.
I go up.
Walk towards the cleric.
The cleric gives a stiff bow, or coming up again.
Just on holiday, are you, or somebody invite you here? I know I didn't.
I was brought here by Captain Ajora, a subordinate of yours, I do believe. She also came and brought a large chest filled with coinage for you at the, I do believe his position is Mayor Brophy? At his
well, why didn't you
residence.
say so? Fantastic. Nice to meet you.
I am not here for that. I am looking for Nilrum of Rangoon.
Oh, Magic Man.
Yes.
Nilrum's not here, I'm afraid.
I was led to believe that he would be accompanying the Captain, John Winters.
My reputation precedes me. Well, alas, Nilrum has business elsewhere. He'll be joining us here in some time. Can I ask what this is about? Nilrum does work for me, after all.
I have come a very long way to speak with him.
Just on your own?
I have departed my ship with my companions after I heard from a Jorah, in good happenstance, that the wizard named Nilrum might be here, or that this would be a good place to find him.
A lot of people in these islands looking for Nilrum, and most of them want him dead. How do I know that you don't want the same thing?
I do not yet know what I wish for with this Nilrum fellow. The Mother of Pearl is a ship bound with my colleagues. We have all been tasked to find this man and bring him somewhere else. I could not tell you more, however. This is a holy quest granted to each of us by 10 gods.
Jesus.
That shit is fucked.
By Martha's tits, that's something else. I ain't never heard anything like that in my life.
Martha's bouncing tits indeed. 10 gods opposed in personality and outlook and disposition, all together asking us to find one man without telling us why. It is indeed a great day. So tell me, Captain John, where is Nilrum of Rangoon?
It's one thing for you to get to speak to him, but you're certainly not taking him anywhere. You won't be taking him back to Arcadia, where I'm sure you've come from. Nilrum belongs to me, and I find him quite useful indeed, and I don't think I'm quite ready to give him up yet. Now, you mentioned the chest of gold, but I don't see you have any gold on you. Nothing to trade. I'm not sure why I would give you my wizard. Just on the Just because you asked nicely.
The word of 10 gods is a powerful thing. Surely you would not wish to make an enemy of so many clerics over such a wide area. But with this amount of divine power also comes a humble amount of wealth, which can be bestowed upon those who make our job easy. We are not here for the affairs of the local trouble, but we can make a financial recompense to those who help us.
You know, wizards aren't so easily replaced around here. Most of them work for the White Prince. So I'm not really sure what you could offer me, you know. I've got chests full of gold all over this island, all over those ships. Got a whole fleet out there, out on the outer rim. A few coins from you. I'm not going to trade my wizard for that. And frankly, I'm insulted that you've even asked. It's arrogant of you to turn up here on your own, thinking you can demand this. If you were a smarter person, you'd have come the whole group of you. Maybe then you'd be making some demands, but the way I see it right now, you're in quite a turbulent position.
I am a cleric of Tempos. I know where my fate leads me. Do you know where yours leads you?
Well, you lack the critical information, my friend. You can't threaten me with the ire of the gods. I can assure you, they're no fan of mine already, and I will loosen the tie around my neck, letting it drop.
I see.
Do you see?
He confidently walks forward, hands still folded in his robes, you know, non-threateningly. Pulls out one hand and sort of, you know, reaches for your neck slowly enough that you could pull away, or, you know, you could deny him permission without problem. Do you let him reach out and touch your neck?
It's just touching it. I let him touch it, yeah.
Yeah, he feels the coldness of your flesh. You barely feel, you know, his fingers upon your skin. He pulls back his hand, his brow furrows. There are many things happening in the Dardennes that are none of my business. But Nilrum
Right.
is.
Interesting. I
You
think you're
imagine.
looking to speak to the wrong person. You think you want Nilrum, but that's not true. Nilrum's the last one of my crew that you're looking for.
Enlighten me.
You can't give him my brother.
Perhaps you'll stay for a drink. I'm parched.
I am sure that's not true, but I will stay anyway.
When you wait for me in the tavern, I've got to speak to my mayor here. I'll find you later.
He bows politely, and heads off to the tavern to wait for you.
I will tie the thing around my neck and turn to Archie and say, can you go and keep an eye on him?
Absolutely, Captain.
Be ready. We might need to deal with this thing in quick haste at some point.
I will.
All right.
All right, and then I head off to Brophy.
You find Brophy sitting in his chambers. He's clearly seen the boat coming out of one of his windows because his fingers are pressed to his temples, rubbing over and over again as he stares down at some blank paperwork in front of him. A chest of coins, you know, popped up next to his feet. He sees you come in and he stands up and he kind of kicks the chest with his foot and he says, "This is for you."
Great. Fantastic. Is this from Jorah?
It is. She's left it off and gone on with the rest of her stuff. I did a quick
Can you
counting.
make use of it?
Of course.
Yeah, well,
It's,
keep hold of it then. How much?
25,000 silver.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can keep hold of that. This cleric down there found that quite disturbing. What do you know about him?
He begins to pace the floor a little bit. I'm used to running businesses, restaurants, that sort of things. I'm a little out of my depth here, I have to say.
You're doing a great job, Brophy.
He came on a Jorah's ship, and he grabs a paper from the desk, which is a wanted sign. You've seen one of these before. It's got a pretty accurate picture of Nilrum drawn on it. He was passing these out and offering rewards to anyone with information. Jorah said she knew him. Took him on the ship, got a reward, plopped it in the chest over there, dropped him off here, said this is the place to meet him, and sailed away. I told him that, I couldn't quite lie to the man. I just found myself lost for words, so I told him that Nilrum comes through here from time to time. And this was a trading outpost. He was welcome to spend his money here. And I had a couple of folks keep a close eye on him, make sure he didn't leave on any ships without permission. I told them that if he did try to escape on some ship or flee, that he should be coerced into staying in the jails, but I didn't want to outright arrest him. I didn't want to piss off any gods. I heard a story. The Mother of Pearl, a ship filled with clerics of 10 different gods.
Yeah, it's a fantastical story. I'm not sure we can believe all of that. I've had similar rumors, though.
I've heard similar things myself of the travelers that have come through here. Not a lot of them, but many of them have heard this. And these wanted posters are scattered all over the place. There is money flowing around in connection with them. So I think it's high stakes. John.
Peasant folk are easily impressed. You really think that you had what's going on in Arcadia, right? They've got dragons running around, the undead, demons, apparently. I mean, they can spare 10 clerics to come look for Nilrum?
Well, 10 different gods, but I think the cleric count is at least twice that.
I wonder why this one's split off. If maybe they're trying to cover more ground. You think leave this guy here looking for Nilrum while the others go off searching?
He shrugs. I tried not to question or talk to him too much. I didn't. But they say clerics can read the minds of people. At least that's the White Prince's clerics can read people's minds. I figured it'd be best if I kept my distance. I might know too much. The rest of them out there, they don't know anything. They only know the broad strokes. So I've kept myself at distance.
All right, well, you did the right thing. Don't let them leave. I'm going to go speak to them later. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but if we leave them here, keep them here.
Got it.
In other news, bit of good news. You've been saying you could make use of a ship. Well, I brought you two. Some of the best in the land. I invested a lot of money in these brofis, so I expect you to make use of them. Come with a crew. I'm going to speak to the crew now. I'm going to give them the chance to leave. So it might be that we need to find new men and women to man the oars and lift the sails, but the ships are ours. You don't look too pleased.
Are we all gonna die here?
You worried about the clerics?
He nods enthusiastically. I was never, a super devout man, but I know the gods watch over us. And I get, one god says one thing, another says something opposite. They pull back and forth. What are you gonna do about it? It's none of my business. But Esther, Martha, Varasi, Malchus, Tempos, and Nerul all together on something, with Ponos and Terrassa and two others at least. I'm
not gonna bullshit you, Brophy. It's a concerning development, but I know you're not fully up on all of the details, but you've seen what sail does. You've seen what lurks beneath the ocean waters. You understand what we're dealing with here.
He nods. I haven't heard. I'm not the most educated man. I don't know all the stories from all over the world. But at least here or around the Dardanelles, I haven't heard of this many gods working together in concert like this since the end of the Age of Heroes. Since that great war, and that was what? 3,000 years ago? 4,000 years ago? I don't know.
I don't follow the history, but yeah, I agree. It's unusual. I think... I spoke to Nilrum about it. We visited Arcadia a while back, and he let something slip to a cleric there about our friend under the sea. I think that's what this is about, but I don't know. But they can't be that well informed, otherwise they'd be wanting to speak to Sale, not Nilrim. Maybe
we should go. We've got money, we've got ship, we have a whole bunch of ships now. We could send, what do we got, four, if there's 2 new ones, that's 4 ships total. We could send 1 ship in each different direction. Just take off, take all our wealth, sail to new lands far away. Change our names.
I'm afraid I don't have that luxury, Brophy. And unfortunately, neither do you. So, I think we're all stuck here. Me for more permanent reasons than yourself. I tell you what, though. If I do turn up dead, then you've my permission to fuck off.
I think if you turn up dead, I'm probably dead too. But I appreciate that.
Yeah. You know, we met each other under tenuous circumstances, Brophy. You know, you were a prisoner for a while. I don't see you like that anymore, but this whole place, this operation, it relies on you. You know, it's bigger than just me and you right now. You've made a commitment here. You gotta stick with it. If shit does hit the fan and you can get away, then get away. But until that day, I expect you to fulfill your duties.
I don't have anywhere to go. I'm here until... I'm like a rat on a ship. I'm here until it sinks, you know?
That's right. Listen, hypothetically, if Archie kills that cleric tonight, you gonna freak out?
Didn't you have your head bitten off by a troll or something?
You're not meant to know about that.
People talk.
Okay, well, so what?
Stories slip. I'm just saying. I'm still here. That?
How am I standing here if I got my head bitten off?
I felt your skin, John. I don't know a lot, but I know what cold feels like.
Well,
and so it's hot out here, and you're wearing a scarf all the time. There's a lot of little stories that add together.
They can't bring someone back from the dead for the last 2,000 years. I don't think we should be scared. The power that we've got behind us, that's something greater. That's why they're so scared. That's why they're all here trying to shut us down before we can conquer them all.
Because of you?
Stick with me. Well, not because of me. Because of Sale.
The gods outlawed resurrection, and I don't know what happened to you, sir, but...
It's him under the sea. The black, writhing, oily tentacles. That's what they're scared of.
What are the gods afraid of?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they're scared for a reason. And it's clearly got power beyond theirs. We're gonna be alright, Brophy. Trust me.
Somehow, I don't trust you this time, but I'm with you. So,
Alright, well, anyway, don't get too distracted. Think about how you're gonna use the ships. The ladies, we bought them off. They need passage to Port Prince. They're gonna help you move the paperwork into your name. And I'm gonna need you to get them down there safely.
If they've got crew, we can ship them there. If you trust the crew to keep their mouth shut, shouldn't be a problem. But if they're new, they haven't been given the tests.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe you you send some of our men to crew the ship this first time. Keep the new guys here, break them in a little bit.
I'll send Kalfu with them. He can act as first mate or something like that, and he knows the ins and outs, and he's a good, loyal man now. I think he'll be able to keep a low profile. He was a guard once, He was a guardian of the White Prince.
I know, I remember.
Make him send the ogre.
All right, well, Brophy, listen, keep your chin up, mate.
And, reaches out a hand. Oh, never mind. You walked out.
No, I'll shake. Okay, well, fine.
Yeah, no, I mean,
walk out.
You walk out.
I go back down to the city and speak to the new crew. We don't need to roleplay that if you don't want, because I feel like that was quite a long conversation. But I basically just tell them that we're going to be dropping the ladies off at Port Prince. If they want to leave, they can leave with her.
Mm-hmm.
But there's there's a job for them here on the same 2 ships. They can keep their former ranks, and I'll increase their pay by 10%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Did you go and hang out with the cleric in the tavern?
Yeah, in the evening, yeah.
Well, Archie first follows the cleric to the tavern.
Yes.
I don't know how much of that conversation you had overheard, Archie. Definitely some of it, possibly all of it. But you get into the tavern, and it's kind of a bit of a rowdy place. This being, the pirates' basin and whatnot. This is the wrong track. Here we go. And there's the cleric. Follow behind him, and he's plopped down at a table, small little table by himself near the front door. Everyone else is on the farther end where people are energetically singing and dancing and, making a mess of things, and food and drink is being spilled all over the place. It's later in the day. Everyone's done with their labor. The cleric takes a nice, quiet seat. People sort of shy away from him. These sorts of folks aren't really interested in clerics for the most part. What do you do?
I'm probably gonna grab like a keg of ale and just kind of hang out in the back, not sit with the cleric or anything, just hang out in the back, kind of keep watching everything, make sure that nothing crazy is happening, cleric isn't going anywhere enough that maybe the crazy are getting into trouble.
Sure. A few minutes pass when one of the locals comes on up to him, and a little bit drunken, leans on the table and starts a conversation. It's loud in this bar, so you can't really hear what the conversation's about. Give me a charisma check to see if you can sort of get a vibe for what's going on. Oh yeah. At first, it seems like the sailor or person or whatever is just like talking shit and having a good time, but you can see the expression on their face change, and soon like they're nodding along with the cleric and they're listening, and eventually they like take a seat. Then they get a couple of drinks and give one to the cleric, like they're starting to buy the cleric drinks, and their face gets sort of dark and very serious, and nodding along. And after 5 minutes or so, they like take the cleric's hand in both of theirs and do the a nice shaking of it, before stepping away and even like bowing to the cleric, and then taking off, leaving the bar altogether and heading out into town. And then it's sort of quiet near the cleric again, everyone else going about their things. You gonna do anything with this information?
I think I'm probably gonna walk up to the cleric and ask him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, hey, who's that you talk to? They're a friend of yours? What do you guys talk about?
I am a shepherd for all people of this world. Tempos gazes down on us and guides our fates together. I know all men, but I don't really know that one before this moment. Okay. What is your name?
I'm Archie.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Archie.
First mate of the crew.
Which crew?
The crew of life. That Archie's beginning to realize that he's giving away too much information, so he's gonna backpedal. I like to think of myself as, just everyone's first mate. Yeah.
An open, loving, gregarious soul.
Thanks. That's exactly me, yeah. What was your name, sir?
I'm Father Pike.
Father Pike.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Archie. I can see in your eyes a soft, gentle spirit, surrounded by a very hard past, very hard life that you've lived. Is that true?
I mean, I think everyone's life is hard. I think we all face challenges, It's hard out there being, everyone's just kind of fighting for his own, which is why it's important to have people you can rely on, a crew, so to speak.
I see. Would you like to know your future?
You know what? That sounds fun. Yeah, tell me about my future, Father Pike.
Well, we all die one day. That's no secret. But what you really want to know, Archie, what you really want to know is, will you be alone in 5 years, in 10 years? Isn't that right?
I don't think I will be, but
But that's what you're afraid of, isn't it?
maybe, yeah, a little bit. Could say
Doesn't
that.
the solitude, no friends, no one to have your back, isn't that what drives you? Isn't that what motivates you to be the best mate of all the people on the crew of life?
Archie's freaking out a little bit at this point because he feels like there was a spell being cast on him or something. I mean, you know, it's yeah, that would be that wouldn't be great, would it?
He reaches out a
Be all
hand and
alone.
puts it on yours. Don't worry, Archie. You will never be alone. Maybe for a minute here or there. You know, maybe when you're in the bathroom by yourself. Or in bed alone at night. Well, often in bed. You will never marry. But you will always be surrounded by friends. And you will always be with your crew until your final days. I can see it in your eyes. Tempos can show me it in your soul. You will be with friends forever.
That's Archie's gonna get a bit emotional. That'd be nice if what you said was, you know, true. I don't really trust in what the gods have to say, but
You don't need to. It's your inner spirit that shines through. Your steadfast dedication to what matters, to what's in your heart of hearts, your single-minded pursuit of your deepest desires, as reckless and careless as it may be. You're going to be okay.
it's very nice to hear. Thank you, Father Pike.
Would you like a hug, Archie?
Sure.
Gets
Archie
out of his seat,
distrustfully goes in
comes
for it.
over, gives you a soft, gentle hug for just a few seconds, and then takes a seat again.
Do you mind if I hang out here for a bit, Father Pike?
You have all the time in the world, and you may share this small table with me up until I have to go. I am meeting someone later this evening,
Of course. Yes.
and he doesn't say much after that. He sort of sits and watches the bar, and you know, you can see him sort of scanning the room and getting like a feel for what's going on, and just taking in the sights. But later that evening, Captain John
Eventually.
comes on through.
I walk into the bar and look around. You know, is it busy? There's people from the island here.
It's busy, yeah.
And Archie is sat at the table with the cleric.
Yeah, right side by side. Both of them quietly gazing across the crowd.
Does the cleric have any weapons on him? Is he wearing
No.
armor?
No. Completely unarmed and unarmored.
I will pull up a chair next to them. Archie. Cleric.
Done.
Father
Okay.
Pike is the name.
Father
Yeah,
Pike,
it's-
of course.
Father Pike, actually. Yeah.
I look at
Do the
Archie.
two of you know each other?
It's my first mate.
I am.
That's why he's been watching you all day.
Thought he was the first mate to the crew of life.
That's just another name for.
He's that too.
Yeah.
You won't meet a nicer guy in all the Dardanelles than him.
I know.
The amount of times he saved my life. The things that man's hands can do. Well, anyway. So, listen. I've been giving it some thought. Your friend Nilrim. He will be here eventually. But the man is... He has issues with his temper. And he has issues with, being told what to do. I should know. So, I'm giving you a warning here, Father Pike, that And I thought about doing this myself and saving myself the trouble, really, of keeping you here. But I think if your goal is to talk to Nilrim and then take him back with you to Arcadia or wherever, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We of all, and I say this with the greatest respect for your friend up there, we've killed men for a lot less than that. And we won't hesitate to do the same to you if you try and get in the way. So here's your warning. You can pack off, take your ship, or, wait for a ship. Go back to Arcadia, or we can drop you off somewhere where there's more traffic. You can go back to doing whatever you're doing over there, dealing with your dragons, your zombies, and all of that. Or you can stay here and wait for Nilrim to turn up, but there's no guarantee that you'll be walking off the island alive.
Do you recognize the robes on my body? The blue on top and the black below?
Can't say that I do. Some fancy god, cleric. You said Tempos, right? What's
Tempos, god of fate and time.
Fate. Okay.
Nerul, goddess of nature. I'm sorry, Nadinus, goddess of nature, holds the staff on which the world sits.
All right.
And Tempos stands above and turns it, making the world go round. He sees the future. He knows where our strings will take us. I know I am not leaving the Dardennes alive. I don't know if my fate is to die tonight, or in a week, or in a year. Maybe I'm marooned on an island and spend the rest of my life there. Maybe I settle down and find a family here. But I know I'm here forever. I'm not afraid of my fate.
Okay, great. I am afraid of mine. So, points of contention between us there. I'd like to keep going as long as possible, if at all reasonable. And it seems to me that you and your buddies on that ship of yours don't have my best interests at heart. At best, you're here to kidnap my wizard. At worst, you probably want to drag me back to wherever you came from and experiment on me.
I have no designs upon you. I cannot even see where your strings lead you. I'm not a prophet. I cannot see the true future of all things. But everything about you is shrouded from me. It's mystery. Yeah. I'm not here for you, though. I'm here for your pirate enclave of thieves and butchers and merchants, honest and ill. I'm not here for the White Prince.
You don't even know what you're here for.
I'm here for the wizard Nilrim. I'm here to put him on a ship that goes to a faraway location. And after that, it's none of my concern.
Where is it you want to take him?
That doesn't matter.
Well,
the end location is not important to anyone.
Well, then tell me if it's not important.
Ethos.
Where is that?
Yeah, where is that?
It's a small island to the north of Arcadia, of the main Arcadian island, which you know as Arcadia.
What's there?
Not much. It's a new land, fresh out of the sea. It's neither here nor there. That's not what's important. What's important is there's a ship filled with holy warriors, high clerics gathered from across the lands, pulled from important duties, Arcadia and Solemn, both war-torn, and yet high clerics from all over have fled, have left to join with us, with me and my crew, upon the Mother of Pearl, and we are all here for Nilrim. What do you think can stand in the face of that? What happens, John, if you kill us all? If you sink the Mother of Pearl somehow and manage to slay every last cleric on board, what happens then?
Get a bit of peace and quiet?
For how long? A month? A year?
You said yourself. The gods have had to scrape all corners of the land to find these clerics. If I kill them, will they find more so easily? Is the gods not sending their best already? Any further they come will surely be second rate.
Or pulled from more distant lands that are less war-torn and take longer to get here. Perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5 ships. When the gods want something, you should not stand in their way.
You've seen what I am. I'm afraid that my fate is tied to something greater, and that if you were to get what you want, if you were to get the answers you're looking for, then my life is the last thing to be concerned about. My soul would be forfeit. An eternity of torment. It's simply not an option. I'd rather die at the blades of your high clerics than disappoint my masters. The offer stands. You can stay here and wait for Norum, but your fate is your own at that point. I won't reserve any sympathy for you.
I will stay. And I will wait. And
Well,
others will
you
come.
won't be able to leave. How will they come? You in touch with them?
Are you really concerned about the manners in which clerics and gods communicate? Do you not have your own method of communicating with your masters?
I'm not talking about that subject with you any further, but my question is, am I going to come back here and there's going to be 20 of you fuckers waiting for me? If that's the case, I'd rather kill you now.
They know where I am. If I don't arrive back, it is a known quantity where I've gone. I do not communicate. It's a known quantity that I am in trouble. You can't run from me. You can't hide me away. The best you can do is remove Nilrum from within your reach. He is what is bringing trouble down upon you and yours. As much value as he may give you through his spells, you do not need the clerics of Arcadia and Solemn coming after you.
Well, I shall think on your counsel, Father Pike, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you again soon.
One last thing before you go. You said you were concerned for your soul, eternal torment in hell. Where are you now? Is this not torment in hell?
You aren't particularly great company, but I've seen worse.
Gallows humor. I see.
Indeed. Yeah. Well,
Well,
you let me worry about me, Father Pike. Why don't you worry about whiling away the hours whilst you wait for me? I'll see if I can hurry things along for you.
I see Vorossi on my horizon. I am ready.
You and me both. All right. Well, I will stand up from my chair and say, look to Archie and say, "You sticking around here, Archie, or you want to hang out with the crew?"
I think I'm good to join the crew again.
Yeah. And I think there's only one tavern, so I'm just going to go like a different part of the tavern and hang out with some of the men.
Father Pike will stay here for the rest of the time. And we're going to take our last break, and we're going to come back on the other side with more what's happening in Flotsam Island. See you soon.
Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Nilrum. Sail. You're in Port Ferris. You are now nobles. Not noble born, but nobles indeed. Your family name, what is it?
Dengar.
That's
Dengar.
right. Dengar. And as your first act as nobles, your promise to your adopted father is to get rid of all of the people who made a big ruckus going up the mountain, who are all, clerics of, well, not all clerics, but worshippers of the White Prince or followers of the White Prince.
Yeah.
Sale, what do you think about this? You're probably the most anti-White Prince person among the crew. You've got good reason to be so. What's your idea? What's your plan?
I'm really mad. I offered them peaceful terms of survival and surrender, and they have, spit in my face by running off to the top of a hill and forcing me to put what I assume is that old fortress that we were in before under siege. And so now I'm feeling a little genocide-y. They're all going to die. They're all fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That
Good.
makes sense.
I think our first order of business is we need to get new spells. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the gold back from the manservant. Me and Sale, we're going to walk down. We're going to go back to the town. We're going to go check out Lady Butterworth's house. Is it empty?
The House Buttersworth still has the servants who live there. And they're still working there. Yeah.
Excuse me, halfling. I say to the halfling in the garden.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The halfling comes trotting over with another one by its side. Hello.
You all work for me now. I am Lord Dengar. I am the son of the
Begin
second
to
son.
laugh when you say you're Lord Dengar.
I magic missile one of the halflings. There's two.
There's two, yeah.
44
Jesus
plus
fucking
4.
Christ, Norm.
The halfling
boom,
dies on the spot, yeah.
Obliterated.
The other one shuts the fuck up real fast. Sweat begins to roll down his forehead.
I will
As I was
start laughing
saying-
evilly as if Nero told a really funny joke.
I am the second son. This is the first son of Lord Dengar. And we now own this property. So please, let us in. You are all of our servants now.
The one halfling opens the gate and lets you in, keeping their head bowed deeply, lowly, very respectfully.
I give him a bag of silver, 50 silver.
Thank you, my lord.
Please escort me inside and call a meeting.
They hurry
You are
inside.
the
I'm the second groundskeeper.
You're the first groundskeeper. You're the first groundskeeper now.
Yes, sir. This way to your new house, sir. And quickly inside, the servant will come, and there's like a bell hanging kind of near the front door with a nice fabric cloth next to it. And they grab the bell and they ring it like methodically 4 times, which probably has some, special meaning within the house. And not 5 minutes later, every servant in the house comes running and puffing to the front door, and they all line up in sort of strict formation, looking at the two of you and down at the halfling who's giving them like a just sort of look.
Hello everyone. I am Lord Dengar's second son. This is my brother, Saol Dengar. And
I'll give a head
we
nod.
now own this estate, and you all are bound to us. Payments will continue. You will be paid 10% higher wages. And does anyone have a problem with this? I'd look at the faces.
There's a little bit of confusion, but quite a bit of silence until finally what appears to be maybe the head butler or something steps forward and says, we were not made aware of this change.
It is a bit odd indeed.
Did the ladies Butterworth leave us a message?
No. I am glad that we are sorting this out, but we are taking back old Dengar lands, and with Lady Buttersworth and the Chroma family fleeing this island and leaving you all jobless because they were not going to pay you. I heard them laughing about it on the boat. You now work for us. Welcome to the family. You serve the Dengars.
There's, some of the formal rank begins to break as people turn and like whisper slightly to the person next to them or try and like look around to see what other people are doing or thinking. The head butler Takes a moment.
I will go to the
goes,
head butler. I will attempt to be sly because everyone's like in a moment, like talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just hand him a bag of 25 gold pieces. I will pull out a bag from my robes and place it onto his hand.
Yeah, he takes it and feels its weight and cocks one eyebrow forwards. What would you like me to buy for you, sir?
I would like nothing but. I would just like I'll be whispering this. I would like the transition to go smoothly.
Yeah. Well, Lords Dengar, shall I show you to your rooms? Unfortunately, there is but one large suite that the ladies
okay.
Butterworth shared.
That will go to
I
our
suspect...
father.
I see.
He will be coming later this evening. Does anyone have any questions? Feel free.
What would you like for dinner, my lord?
Impress us.
Right. And
we have to go for a few moments. We need to inform the Chroma family that they will be working for us as well. However, because you all have taken to it so well, I would like you to know that you are now the head butler of both houses.
Thank you, sir. I will immediately send for clothes from the Chroma house, since I don't think any of the ladies Butterworth outfits will suit you.
Understood. Sale, does this please you?
It does, actually. I could get used to being a Lord Nilrun.
Understood.
Sam, please go with these gentlemen and pick out some clothing from the younger Lord Chroma's wardrobe that fits their measurements. And he turns and starts issuing orders to the household to, like, clean up the place, get rid of all of these things. We can package them for sale and, pull out these other, he starts issuing orders around the house.
Anything with the Buttersworth emblem on it, sell it. I don't want any of that in the house. Remove all the drapings, remove all symbolism. This will be a Dengar household, and I will see to it that the seamstress, does anyone put their hand up?
Yeah, one hand goes up.
We will need fine clothes made with the Dengar symbol. Thank you.
Right away, my lord.
I do the same thing at the other household. Do you want to roll for how well it goes? Or you got it, I guess?
It doesn't go quite the same because the Chroma household is fully evacuated. All the servants, everyone is gone. The house just stands empty.
No furniture?
No, there's furniture. All the things of value are there, have been taken away, except for the big heavy stuff. There's like a fancy oaken table inlaid with stuff, and that's still there, but like the money is gone, all the silverware is gone. Anything that you could like reasonably pick up and carry with you in a night and has value is out. Perfect. And all of the servants have been taken or have come with Lord Chroma and are no longer here.
I will have the head butler handle that. I would like all of the locks changed. How much money do you want for that? Change the locks in the house.
It'll be quite a lot. He thinks to himself, if locks have to be imported from another island, we don't have a locksmith here in town, so 400 gold, maybe? No, 200 gold? I'm not sure. I'll have to do some accounting, and it will take time.
Pull out. He only has 7. How much? Do you have any money on you, Sale?
I don't really carry much money. I have 120 gold on me. That's it.
Can I have that real quick?
Yeah. I'll give you the 120.
I have 820 gold. 600 was in my robes. 100 was on me, and now I have 128 from him. I'm gonna hand over 800 gold and tell him, "Here's 800 gold, head butler. What is your name?"
My name is Christopher.
All right, Christopher. Here's 800 gold. Please just handle this for me and my family.
Of course, sir.
The other servants of the other house have been dealt with.
We
That
will need
house
to
is
find.
completely cleared out.
We will need to find new servants for the other house. I see.
Perfect.
This shall cover most expenses up front, but redesigning 2 houses from the ground up and replacing what has been lost may be expensive. At what level of comfort would the Dengar family like to live?
Less than the Butterworths.
I see.
I know that you're used to buying the finest items, and while I do think that that is some people's taste, it is not mine. To me, it looks gaudy, overly showy, and tacky. We are rich, but we are also humble.
Very humble, my lord.
Yes. So I will be back with, I don't know, 20,000 gold to stuff our coffers and pay dues with. That should
see.
last how long do you think? A year?
Well, it depends on the income from the estates.
Do tell. What income do we have now?
I will have to find the Chroma books and look at them. A good accountant could be useful. We'll have to
I think
find-
we drowned one of them one time.
Yeah, I did. Yes, we did.
I shall make every effort to get everything accounted for and see what lands are in your holdings now. I will see to the management of the estate.
Please do.
Thank you, my
There's
lord.
800 gold as a starter. If you need anything, I'll be back.
Are you going somewhere?
I have to leave for about a week. No,
see.
probably like a month, and then I'll be back with money to handle our estate. Lord Chroma will be moving in today, and should be good.
Lord Dengar.
Lord Dengar.
Lord
I
Dengar.
misspoke. Yes.
Yes, right.
Megalo.
Well then, I shall see to everything. I'm sure we can scrape some money out by selling some of these things. He says, looking around.
Please, Norm will point out a bunch of expensive things in the house that he deems ugly or gaudy, and
Right.
yeah, sell.
Right. It may take some time to sell these off, but I will see to it post haste, sir.
First and foremost, make sure all of the servants and the employees are paid. Do not worry about the house being redone until I get back. I want everyone to be on the payroll. I want 0 payments to ever be late to any of you.
Very good, sir. And you said 10% increase in wages for the staff. Is that
Yes.
true?
That is.
Sure.
How much is the monthly staff fees right now?
I will have to take a look at all the numbers and figures, but this should cover well more than cover the fees for many months.
Good.
Right.
Continue on.
Of course. He turns
I'll
back
see you
to
at dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, he turns back and we'll sort out everything else, and you don't have to worry about it. Leaving the 2 of you to deal with the problem at hand.
We have to go to the room, have dinner, sleep, get new spells, deal with the problem in the morning.
Got it.
Well,
Sale
we should
wants
set
something too.
we should set the ball in motion tonight. We should get some young urchins, some children, to put out the word. Well, we need to talk about the plan of how we're going to deal with it first, actually. So the plan I had was just to put out the word that we need men to help us surround wherever they are up there, the fortress or whatever. Every follower of us there or person that's in that fortress that is captured or killed will have a bounty on them that is paid out to anyone who volunteers. And then for every volunteer that we get, we will pay the runners who go and recruit people money as well. So there's like
I don't know if this makes you feel better, but I'm pretty sure that Fortress only has one way out because it's on a mountain. Couldn't we just sit there and you just blast it with your fucking lightning bolts and anyone comes out?
They will have at least one spellcaster. So I figure if we have a few men with us, just in case people make a run for it, we're not going to be able to catch people to make
I
a run
agree.
for it.
Let's get some men. I'll send out a servant to go and inform the town that we're looking for men to come and help us tomorrow morning. We need
And the
strong
reward
men,
for
and
him
we'll be paying
is
a
one
cut of the
silver
bounty.
for every recruit that he gets.
Yeah.
He gets 1 silver for every man that shows up to join us.
Okay. And what are you offering to these people that are going to join you?
Probably
5 silver per person. And
Yeah,
then
a day's labor for like a unskilled labor is usually about a silver a day.
we'll give
so
them
this-
5 silver for 1 day.
Mhm.
And then whatever we get, we'll give them a cut.
Okay,
We're not
Yep.
sure what we're going to get.
great. No, that's a fantastic deal.
And there's not much violence expected. You're mostly just like, you're playing catch,
just
right?
see-
If someone tries
yeah.
to escape.
Right. Great. Soon you have many people showing up.
Next day.
Right. Well, they will begin to trickle in that night. But yes. By the next day, you have 30 folks gathered round who have been told that they'll get paid 5 times their normal daily wages and a cut of something if they hang out with the new people who seem to be running things in town. It's an excellent opportunity to get in on the ground floor of a new enterprise, and the more wise and street smart people of the world figure this out pretty fast. And so here you are.
I explain what's going to happen. If you don't have the stomach, please leave now. We're going to be going and assaulting the estate. However, we have magic. You do not need to do any hand-to-hand combat. You're not going to be fighting knights. You're not going to be fighting people with swords, etc. All you're going to be doing is grabbing people who try to run away. My friend here, as I'm sure you've heard of, has a spell that will call down lightning, and we are going to utterly decimate the Lady Chroma's estate at the top of the mountain.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That next day. But you should be able to see everything. As you make your way back up the mountain, back to the estate with its wall across the front. You've been in here before. This is not it. This is the wrong
It
one.
looks a little different. Yeah.
Here we go. This is it.
That's it.
This is the one.
That's the one. I still got the corpses. Huh.
Good.
Yes, we haven't touched this page in a little while. Yeah. And soon you are outside the front of this estate with this big wall, the hillside that descends on one end and goes up on the other. The nice little pool within. The gates have long been restored and fixed from the last time you were here. Any damage that you had incurred the previous time is no more. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, Nilram will
form.
call out in a loud voice.
Yeah. There's
anyone
a person on the gate wall that you can see as you arrive. Like you round the corner somewhere down here, to the point where you can see the gate, and there's a guy on the wall watching the road.
I'm gonna do a charisma check because I'm curious if I can, I don't know, manipulate him somehow. Just wanted to see. What's he looking like?
So how are you gonna? Well, he's shielding his eyes against the rising sun. Actually, it takes half a day to climb this place, so it's probably midday sun that he's shielding his eyes against, and he does look concerned. He sees this guy in these dark robes, kind of scary looking, arriving. He calls down to someone next to him, but he's too far away for you to hear what is being called.
What is the compulsive order spell?
Oh, buddy.
Because Sale has that as a scroll.
That's a pretty fucking cool spell.
Yes, I do have it. Yeah, I have 5 of them, I think.
Compelled to place everything he encounters into perfect order. If he discovers treasure, he divides it into tidy piles
containing or
He's
containers of
obsessed with
silver,
cleaning.
copper, and gold. Yeah, essentially you get like the world's worst case of OCD.
Yeah.
And it's permanent. Everything must be carefully ordered at all points in time. If you're in battle, you have to like pick the order in which you will fight your opponents based on some observable, measurable criteria, and then follow it. So maybe you fight them shortest to tallest, or fattest to thinnest, or something. You are bound to this obsessive, compulsive order. It is one of the punishments the White Prince has used for people who might have betrayed him or taken money from him, or someone who failed to do their job or keep their books well enough, because it's a duration permanent spell. It's a way to make sure the bureaucracy of the state runs in line forever. But it affects everything in a person's life, not just their day job.
Yeah, we won't use that.
Sounds really difficult.
Yeah, no one will call out. He sighs heavily. To the people in this compound, we have assaulted this compound before. Don't make me waste my magics and do it again. Come out now. The ones who flee will be left alive. The ones who stay will not survive.
The person calls back down to someone below them, and you can see sort of appearing above the castle gate is some sort of tall bamboo pole. And slowly, you can see that there is a flag being hoisted, and it is the flag of the White Prince and of the Dardennes that is being raised behind him, shining and flapping in the wind.
He's like raising it. I can see
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, the person who's raising it is probably actually below the wall and raising it on a pole. And then there's the person on the wall who's behind 90% cover watching you. But they raise the flag of the White Prince.
That's nice. Okay.
I have a minor mechanical question.
Yeah.
Can my 4th level spell slots be used to cast spells of a lower level?
No.
Okay.
We got rid of that.
Yeah. Too dangerous. Too overpowered.
Yeah, because you could take 400 magic missiles. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Very well.
With the flag of the White Prince flying high, well, sort of high, just actually above the walls. It's not that high. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna find somewhere safe and start casting Call Lightning.
Yeah. The range of Call Lightning is pretty broad, right? It is. Oh, you just put it in chat.
360 yards, which is like a mile, I think. Right?
No, not even remotely
Or
close.
a kilometer. It's like a kilometer.
Maybe.
Oh, it's way less, actually.
It's
like
way
a third of a
less.
kilometer.
Yeah, it's a third of a kilometer. It's
Okay,
still
so
a
it's
good
like a modern
distance.
rifle. You could shoot pretty far with it.
Yeah, you can shoot pretty far with it. You're outside of bow range. You're at the very, very end of bow range. And are you going to be targeting specifically the wall, or are you going to get close enough that you can target the building behind the wall? It's only.
I have 3 casts. I have three casts of it, and each of them gives me 8 bolts.
Yeah, you're level in bolts.
7 bolts. I have 21 bolts of lightning that I can call down here today.
Oh boy.
So I figured I would blow up the gates first.
Start with the gates and then move your way forward. And I guess you can also cast it and then walk forward and call down another bolt 10 minutes later. You don't have to stay stationary. So it doesn't take long for the first bolt to obliterate this gate, smashing it into 1,000 pieces, setting it on fire. Why don't you roll me damage anyway, just for the funsies? I think it is D8 per level. It's 2d8 plus 1d8 per level.
So that was 98?
98.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, well, that actually won't completely obliterate the gate, but it'll obliterate the thing above the gate that gives everyone cover, and then it'll obliterate the walkway, and then the doors will still be standing with 38 points of lightning damage down on this thing. It will shatter and destroy, but the gate and the door still stand. The guard on top of the gate is definitely dead, though, and probably the guards down below.
Any response in the next 10 minutes while I wait for my next bolt?
Yes. As you wait for your next bolt, you can see 2 people appear on the walls with longbows, and they will desperately try to hit you. They need...
Can I do a roll?
Yeah, what are you going to cast? What are you going to do?
Norm is going to start casting magic missile at the people with longbows.
What's the range of magic missile?
It's gonna be 60 yards plus 10 yards per level, so 110 yards right now.
Okay, so you're going to have to get much closer.
That's fine. Yep.
So you'll have to spend a round approaching them. They will get 2 shots each at you as you get closer, Nilrum. And you will be at long range for them. So they get.
Could I tell Niram that he should let me cast Chaos Ward on him?
Sure. Normal wait. But wait around.
Yep, I will cast Chaos Ward on Niram.
Sure. While you're casting Chaos Ward, they will make their attacks at -5 for range. So I think they need a natural 20 to hit you, and they will try to target Sail. And we get no natural 20s. So you can cast Chaos Ward on Nilrum, and then Nilrum can walk forward. That will be one more round of them targeting at Nilrum now as he walks into, I don't think they're going to make medium range before they get their shots off. So I think they still need 20s, and the arrows fall all around you, Nilrum. And would you please roll me initiative?
Each one of those roll, I don't know how this works. Do they have to hit in order to be rolled to go back at them or no?
Oh, I forgot about Chaos Ward. Yes. We just talked about it and my brain farted so hard.
It's +1 to AC, +2 to AC against ranged attacks, and there is a. What is the chance? I don't see it.
Oh, I think it's in the book itself.
It's like a
charts and tables are
chance or something.
Yeah, the charts and tables are hard to bring into straight text lines. Chaos Ward is a 2nd level spell. Spells and Magic book, I believe. There's a chance it may be deflected.
I think it's like it was like a 10% chance or 5% chance, I think.
Yeah, you need a spell attack ricochets affecting a random creature within 30 feet. Normal attack, roll or spell throw. So roll me a D100 plus your level. And if you get a 100 or higher, it goes directly back at them. If you get a 96 to 99, it ricochets to someone nearby.
Do you want me to roll a D100 for every shot that was fired?
Yeah, for 4 shots, please.
Oh, Jesus, I messed it up.
So nothing gets ricocheted. Oh, because they each have +7, so that becomes a 71. No unusual effects. Subject gains normal benefits of Chaos Ward. Yeah. So he gets higher AC. But the bolts do not reflect. Nilrum, give me an initiative roll against their bows. I think you're going to beat them.
8.
All right. You can split your missiles if you wish.
Here's 2d4 plus 2. Wait, hold on. Can't remember if I have 5 or 4 right now. Up to I got 4. So here's 2d4 plus 2. One guy. 10. And here's 2d4 plus 2 at the other guy. 9.
They both drop off the wall. A few minutes later, Sail brings down another bolt. This one will destroy the door itself. And you can see back here are like 30 people, sort of a mix of people, some peasants, a couple people from like the servant class, even a few merchants are here. There's one knight in armor with a sword, and they're, the cleric is nowhere to be seen. The clerics of Astaire, those people that are probably commanding these folks, are not in the courtyard. There's a lot of these people. There's like 30 of them. They do outnumber you. They could mob you and destroy you. And once the gates are down, it looks like they're going to charge you. What are you going to do, everyone?
It looks like they're charging us.
Looks like with sticks and swords and spears and whatever they can find, this mob of 30 different people from various socioeconomic classes are going to come down the main path towards you. And you are at max range with your magic missile, which is, we said 210 yards? 110 yards?
Like 110, yeah.
110 yards.
1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to do is at 110 yards, which is the same length as my lightning bolt, when the mob is 110 yards, I'm going to cast my lightning bolt on them. And it should just rip through that crowd. I'm not saying it's going to kill them all, but it should kill enough that they're going to fuck off.
Well, you're going to have to roll a really good initiative roll on this one. Ooh,
9.
it's not great. Well, 110 yards, plus they weren't standing right there, so they're probably 120 yards, which is the movement range of a normal person in combat. Someone in front could charge and get you if they can win initiative.
Are you mixing up yards and feet? Because isn't it 1 yard 3 feet?
Yes, it is. But I don't think anyone's mixing them up.
Oh, you said 60 yards. You said 120 yards is normal movement? I thought it was like 60 feet.
It's 120 feet, but if you charge, it's 120 yards. And you get a penalty to AC, but a bonus to hit and a bonus to initiative. But that is... Yeah. So only really the two people at the front could possibly do this because everyone else is stuck behind them. So 1d10 plus
3.
No, because they've got spears, which are speed 6, and then minus 1 for charging. Yeah, but they're like, pointed sticks that they're using as spears. Yeah. So these two, one of them will reach you before your lightning bolt goes off. And by God, this person's going to get you, Nilrum. Full speed ahead. D20 plus 2 for charging, but it's not the knight. It's one of these
Imagine
people.
He hits this.
He might. But do I get anything for Chaos Ward?
Chaos Ward
you
gives
get
you
+1 against melee attacks.
Okay.
+1 to AC.
15 AC.
Oh my God.
He gets it.
They do it. He gets all
and we
the
are
way.
automatically breaking. We're not doing concentration.
Yeah,
right?
he gets all the way to you with his little spear and hits you for 2d4, 6 points of damage somehow. Manages to break into Nilrum's area.
Okay.
This is not going to be.
Also charge forward upon seeing these guys, like on the same turn, because that was my plan. I was just never got a chance to say it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was kind of hoping that they would lose initiative and Nilrum would obliterate them and it would all be over. But it gets a little bit dirty. The one guy gets to Nilrum.
Aren't there a ton of people around me, or no?
Yeah, well, they're not supposed to be in melee combat, right? So they're standing behind Sail in case anyone runs past you guys. And so it's, gate, Nilrum, Sail, minions. So your spell will be interrupted. This other person will make it to you as well, Nilrum.
But I go first.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
I should get my movement.
Yeah, your lightning bolt will fail. You can move, but if you move, you provoke an attack of opportunity. So
I don't lose the material component, though, correct?
Correct.
Cool.
But lightning bolt material component is you just, rubbing fur and glass together.
Yeah, but you lose the glass each time.
Ah, right.
I think.
It's still there then.
Yep. I will just back up opportunity attack.
Yeah. 1d20 -1 for lack of proficiency. It's an 11.
Yes.
It's a wild miss. Whoosh.
Okay, I will go back to the group and I'll cast next turn.
Yeah, you start falling back towards Nilrum. The whole crowd is surging forward, coming down this with the deafening yells, clattering weapons. And Sail, you were going to do something, right?
I was just moving forward to Nilrum to back him up. So
yeah,
I would sprint up to him or whoever close it was
so
when I saw them charging.
At the end of this
I'm
round,
60 feet or yards.
Right. So at the end of this round, you and Nilrum have met in the middle, halfway between you two, with the horde of minions charging down upon you. And your minions, who were told that they didn't have to get their hands dirty this way, they just had to catch people, standing well behind you. And I'll need initiative from the two of you against the horde.
There you go.
How do I roll initiative for a bunch of people? We'll just do the 6 in front of you, and we're gonna need a.
I don't think they can beat what
Sail.
I rolled like a champ.
Probably not. I think Sail should be at full HP right now. Definitely.
Yes, I should be.
Okay. These are not actual guardians. I'm going to use the guardian token, but these are not proper White Prince's guards. I just need something for them to be. And we're gonna just do the first wave in front of you, but there's a whole bunch behind the first wave, but only so many can gather around you at one time. And then we will roll bulk macro. That did not work for some reason. There we go.
It did? Oh, it didn't go on the thing.
Yeah, it didn't go on the thing. And Nilrum rolled a 3.
Yep.
And Sail rolled an 8. Okay.
You better hope
Excellent.
one of them isn't carrying a torch when he's about to cast web.
Thankfully, it's midday and no one needs a torch. Nilrum, you do beat their initiative with a 3, and sounds like you're going to
this
web.
whole fucking area up so they can't keep charging at us.
Yeah, you can block off the area in front of you with a web, holding the people closest to you. They do get a saving throw for those of them on the edge, so they need
Be able to move. Otherwise, they can't move at all.
17, I believe, or higher. So 1, 2, 3. One of them manages to
per round, I think.
Web. I think if you're at the very edge, you escape the whole web. Maybe is that what it says? Maybe I'm making that up.
Are they between 13 and 17 strength?
Unlikely. They're probably between 8 and 13. Ooh, with a -2 penalty on the
-2.
saving throw. 2 things may have occurred. If there's room to escape, then it's assumed to have jump free. If there's no room, then they're only half strength. Okay. What is the exact... No, I'm sorry. Their saving throw is 19, so they all fail, and they're all caught in the web.
Right.
Excellent. That pretty much doesn't allow them to do anything, and Sail gets a turn.
Yeah, I was casting Soften Earth and Stone, basically in the same area. Maybe a little bit ahead. So there's a big pile of mud now.
Wait, as a head closer to you or further from you?
Like slightly ahead of them, so they would run into the mud, and I would have maximum mud coverage.
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. All right, so the whole mess of them are stuck in webs, stuck in mud, and then I think web extends pretty far. So you've got them all gathered together. They begin to cry out in pain. You hear them cursing your name. You hear the pleas reaching the skies. White Prince, come save us. White Prince, what have we done?
Astaire, please save your people from my lightning bolt. Smite the earth once more.
And they too cry out, "Oh, God, great God Astaire, save us from these heretics. Save us from these murderers. Astaire, we give you our lives. And when we need you." And I think a lightning bolt rips through the whole lot of them. And they all very quickly die.
19 damage. Oh, that's a bad lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's pretty atrocious. But it will destroy all of them, save the fighter at the back. The knight at the back. Nope, never mind. He's dead. He's dead. They're all dead. And yet the building still stands. The cleric is nowhere to be seen. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
I think we go back to range, at a safe range, and continue to bolt down the building.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Neal?
Yep, that's good.
You're going to destroy this building here? I mean, you're about to take over this island. Isn't that a useful building to have? You're going to burn it down? Because of one cleric?
Yeah, I think, sending a message.
It's a testament to the old family. They've used this place twice as a stronghold against us. Fucking burn it down.
Are you sure, Sail? There could be riches in there, could be valuables. Probably everything that they've taken from the temples in there. If you lightning bolt that thing down, it'll all be gone.
Not all treasure is silver and gold. Sometimes killing is its own treasure.
Well,
that was also a Jack Sparrow quote.
Is it?
There you go.
Oh, take yourself another 100 XP. When your first lightning bolt hits the building, though, something unexpected happens. Most of the building sort of erupts with flame, and almost in an instant, the entire building is on fire. Even though you might have just hit this back top part, fire quickly spreads through the rest of the building, and you realize that it was some sort of prepared trap laid for you with kindling and oil or alcohol or something spread about so that the whole building could be engulfed in flame and you would all die inside of it.
We're too smart for you, Koibu.
And it's gone. The building is gone. The cleric is gone. The enemies of the state are gone. The White Prince is gone. All of his followers that would be willing to fight for him are gone. And Flotsam Island is yours.
I will unsoften the ground because I think that's permanent.
Good.
I cast another one.
Excellent. Excellent. It takes a few
people.
It takes a few days actually for the fires to burn down because this is a huge building made out of wood. You will never really find the corpse of that cleric in here. The fires were too hot and raged too long, and too much stuff was in here. You eventually get some silver and gold that's been melted down into heaps and sort of mixed with each other, which forms electrum, and will be the bane of all D&D players in the world as you can mint electrum coins out of this murderous pile of crap. But Flotsam Island is yours. All the threats on it are gone. Your nobles. You have 3 noble houses now.
Amazing.
We're
So good.
big.
Huge.
Can we talk to Lord Chroma before we end? Or not
Lord
Lord Chroma,
Dengar.
sorry. Lord Dengar.
Oh, totally, yeah.
We also need to take him to see Rohi because he wants to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that might be a next episode thing.
Well, let's go talk to Lord Dengar. He arrives at his new estate.
Father, we have done it. We have ousted the White Prince on this island, and now this and 2 other estates are yours.
I don't know what to say. He sniffs a couple of times. Long have I wanted the White Prince gone. Grip choked us. His goals confused, stealing children, forcing them to work for him. The survivors, there were none. Family had everything taken from them, and now I know you're not a good man, son, but I'm proud of you anyway.
Thank you.
And
I
you,
think it's time for you to go meet your maker.
other son, I know you're also a terrible man inside. The heart is black as the seas on a stormy night. But thank you. You've given an old dying man some peace and solace, and for that, you don't need to hear me rambling on about some things. Take me to your god. Show me what it is.
I'll put my hand over my heart and I'll say it was an honor to kill the White Prince's men for you.
He pats you on the shoulder and walkers his way. He double canes his way down to the beach.
No one will pull out a quill and some ink out of his shit. And I believe I have parchment, if not paper. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Can you just write here? Could you just say, Dear John, these are now my 2 sons. I am so-and-so. And then we need signet rings, and I would like you to stamp yours into the paper if you could.
My hands are too shaky. You
I'll
write
do
the
it for
letter.
you.
I'll sign it with my ring and give it a scribble.
Then we'll write the letter. He'll make it very, verbose. These are the best children I've ever had. Thank you so much for leaving them on this island. They've ridded me of so many worries.
Right, yeah.
Noble signet ring on it.
Yeah, and he gets the harbor master to come by and witness this, and he gets some other important people around to come witness in case there's any question about who wrote or signed this letter. So his signet ring is pressed into it. The harbor master gives it his stamp of approval. The sheriff of the town is long gone, so it's just really the 2 of them. It is done. You can have signet rings made. Seymour is a brother. Yep.
Perfect. We'll get him a little ring made.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
And at last, Lord Dengar, goes down to the beach. Sail, perform your ceremony.
How intimate of a meeting is this guy having?
I was thinking of just maybe showing him like an omen reading. Although on the way, I would like to whisper. I'll kind of have a whispered conversation with Noam. It's like, Noam, this guy's kind of old. I don't know if he'll survive the full ritual. Maybe I'll just do an omen reading. What do you think?
No. Do a full ritual. I'm sure Rohi he stops himself. I'm sure your god will want to show him something. And if he doesn't survive the whole ritual, Noam will snicker and show you the piece of paper. We already got what he came for.
True, and I'll start laughing. And I will do the full ritual. I will summon the god Rohi to judge and or bestow a gift upon this man as he sees fit, as he's an enemy of the White Prince and therefore our ally.
Right. You bring him down to the sea. This walker's having a hard time making it down there. When he finally gets to the area where the waves are lapping along his feet.
I think Sail and Nilrim will, as for the ritual, like kind of drag him down, arm in arm. Two brothers and their father. And I think Nilrim will go below the waves for this one too.
And
yeah, it's like a sea baptism.
Yeah. How many people are watching? Is this like in full view of the town? Is the harbor master there who also signed the letters? Is it a private ceremony with just the three of you?
I guess his daughter could be there if she wanted to.
His daughter
come,
will be there, but
no
I
one
think
else,
besides
right?
that, it'll be private, yeah.
It's just the four of you. Okay. You find some secluded corner of a beach. You drag him into the waves. They swash over him.
I don't know if this is interesting to you, but Nilrim does go down
and
help Sail with this task.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the waves come and crash over the two of you. The sands turn up and swim all around you, getting inside your clothes. You get completely soaked and pulled by the waters. And I think this is a nice spot to end our session. And I think we'll be back next week with some more Tides of Death. But
I think so.
we have some questions. We're a little bit late, but we haven't done questions in a little while. So if we can squeeze it in, we got to do them.
All right. We've been missing questions for a bit. So here we go. To Neal for this day's game, what happened to Baron Song and his family?
Well, this doesn't matter. That's not a question about Tides of Death. What are you doing? Get right out of here.
Real mad about it. So, what is Nilrim's ideal girlfriend/wife? I think Nilrim's ideal girlfriend/wife currently is probably someone who is just madly in love with him, love potioned, would do anything for him. I think that's what he wants. So Sylvie is who he's probably gonna marry in the future. Next question. Yeah, I've been wondering where they ended up. His son. Oh, never mind. Something else. My legit question submitted via the Patreon was, what happened? Oh, that already answered that. Given that the weather is so irregular in the Dardanelles, has anyone given any thought as to why this is? Potentially some magic of the White Prince? In addition, since Nilrim has some aspirations of claiming the White Prince's throne, does this power appeal to him or potentially Sail?
That's a great question. Does anyone have any theories of why the weather is so irregular in the Dardanelles? What is this giant maelstrom and siphon in the middle of the Dardanelles? What is going on?
I have two theories. Well, multiple. One is that having the same weather pattern over and over that always blows the same way is a expression of order by a stair over this land to provide regular ways to passage around the islands. The other thing is that it is Malchus pranking the people of the Dardanelles, putting his symbol in the sky over the land of order. And then, yeah, those are my two theories.
Anyone else have a theory?
I'm kind of on board with what Jamie just said, but potentially, maybe it's the after effect of whatever the White Prince did to trap Rohi or the gods did to trap Rohi. Maybe this is like the lingering effect of Rohi being under the sea here. But I think I'm more inclined to the former answer.
I'm thinking the Rohi stuff has something to do with it. But I think it'd be funny if the god was just playing a trick on the other god.
It's got to have something to do with Malchus, hasn't it?
Do you think this is a power that can be attained or controlled, as the question states? Or like used in some way once you have conquered everything?
Potentially, if it's like an orb of storms or something that's making it happen, maybe the White Prince has control over it in his little top of his mountain. Maybe
That would be a
whoever's there can
useful.
control the storm.
That'd be useful
Yep.
for clerics of who have the call lightning ability. Yeah. Next
Okay.
question. I would love to hear from the players about their experiences DMing. I don't think any one of us have done that except for Nick and Koibu.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I DM'd a campaign before I ever played with Neal, and I had a good time. I followed Neal's advice. I very much emulated his style that I saw on roleplay, and his advice for making a campaign was just start with the first town and the first scenario, and make sure you know enough details so you can improvise, and then like expand the world out. Like, don't do top down. Don't make a world and then put a campaign in it. Just sort of start with one town and go out from there, which is what I did. And the campaign was going quite well. And I had like a paladin and a cleric and a wizard. And the wizard was kind of flirting with being a little bit evil and mischievous. And I thought it would be funny or I thought it'd be interesting to like introduce sort of necromancy to him. And it ended up destroying the campaign because at some point the paladin and the cleric were just like, it doesn't make sense. Our characters wouldn't hang out with him at this point. He's literally evil. I can't role play while this is happening, and we never played again after that. Broke the campaign. So think about it. I guess be careful.
If you haven't ran a campaign, does it interest you at all? What kind of campaign would you like to run? I haven't ran a campaign. It would kind of interest me. It seems like a ton of work.
Yeah.
It seems like a ton of work, and yeah, I've been really busy lately. So maybe one day I'd be interested, but currently I'm not too looking forward to it.
Do like a one shot or something first.
A
I
one
think
shot could
that's
be
a
fun,
better
yeah.
way to do it because it's a lot less of a commitment.
What about you, Pokemon Challenges? Any interest in running a campaign?
I don't know. It sounds like a lot of work.
A lot of work.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Jamie?
All right. Oh, good.
Yeah, I run a small campaign for my nephew, but that's not. It's just like a starter D&D kind of campaign in 5e. We're not really doing anything groundbreaking. I would love to run a campaign, but it's mostly a time thing. I would want to do it justice. I would want to put aside time. I would want to like write the world and build the politics and actually like build out the story beats and stuff like that. So it's just really a time commitment thing. Is the barrier there?
Yeah, if I had a campaign, I would want to do like a full-on world. I'd want to have everything planned out and whatnot, and things going on in the background. I think that would be fun.
I would say to you guys and to anyone else watching this, don't think that you'll be able to run a campaign like Neal does. I mean,
No,
he literally
probably not,
spends his whole life like this is his job, right? Creating this world, and all of his campaigns are set in the same world. So the amount of time and thought he's put into everything is impossible, basically, for anyone else to do if you're not a full-time DM.
But you can still have a fuck ton of fun, even if you don't put in this much time and effort. You can still do amazing things.
Yeah, definitely. I don't let it put you off, I guess.
Yep.
All right, that is all the questions that I think I have. If I missed your question, please put it in the Discord channel for questions for cast. We'll ask it next week, guaranteed. So make sure you go there, type in new questions, type in old questions. I think the question should be this campaign focus, not asking for lore from previous campaigns and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, you'll get told to shove off.
And for cross viewers, as of right now, we're playing Teams of Scoria tomorrow and Thursday, right? Tomorrow an hour early.
Thursday an hour early, I thought?
There's Thursday an hour. Tomorrow normal time, Thursday an hour early. Yeah, that's still the plan right now, okay?
That is the plan.
And Muton's going to speak to his best friend and make sure that that's still the plan before, 1 minute before the show tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.